That just made my shit crash. All right, never mind. Record settings. Yeah, all good. Cool. I'm gonna tweet it out.
I sent you all the cams. Okay, got it in already.
Got it in. Want to do
Right,
the?
let me set my stream for what we're doing. Give me a second.
All right. Get this tweeted out.
All right.
For fun, esports just tweeted that. You see that tweet yesterday? They said, just for fun, not forever. We have released our cities to Real and Paul.
Wait, what?
This is crazy. That's crazy.
For fun
That's crazy.
esports?
Yeah, I know where I know where this route going though.
I don't know why that's so funny to me.
Alan, we're playing, we're playing Forest of Arden Country Club.
Yeah, that's a crazy tweet.
It's a crazy tweet.
I think it's like thank you to him, thank you to them. It's like just for fun, not forever.
And I knocked, by the way.
Got it. I accepted. Be muted here. Notify followers. Bang. Yeah. Yo, shout out Good, bro. So you guys see the new drip? Got a couple polos and a hat, man.
Nice.
You were in the light blue like you're fucking Jackson. I see it.
Yes, sir. Come on. I like this hat. It's a nice one. I like the rope hats. I don't know when this became a thing or why it's a thing, but I like it. The rope.
Pretty sure it's an old school thing that just started.
Just came back?
No? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure rope hats were big back in the day, no?
Oh, were they? I don't even remember. I've just been seeing them everywhere lately. I got a couple of them now. I don't know if it serves any functional purpose.
These look cool. That's the functional purpose. They just look cool.
Absolutely no function to it. Yeah. Zero.
This looks sick.
I'm too young to know, box. Oh, all right.
It's just this is it. We had the last vestiges, hopefully, of winter this fucking week, and now we're just in the golf season in Ohio, bro.
Mm-hmm. Bro, we're on the last week of matches, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, and you and I get fucking 2 weeks to play fucking golf.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Well, no reason to linger around. Let's get this thing started. All right. Welcome to the Codcast, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a fantastic episode. This week of matches was awesome. A couple of teams separated themselves for better or for worse. We're going to go into a little bit, but let's talk a little bit about the standings where they are. Before we get super deep into all the teams, I think it's safe to say Boston and Cloud9 are probably going to be the teams that don't make it to Birmingham. Let's just look at the schedule quick. Boston don't play Surge, right? Or they've already played them? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Boston's last match against Miami.
Yeah, so assuming Boston loses Miami, which they probably should.
Probably will.
And
yeah,
then
they probably will.
Who does Vancouver?
They play Riyadh and G2.
Yeah.
So they would need to. Yeah, I mean, they would need to. Do they even need to beat one of them?
Who wins the head-to-head?
Between who and who?
Vancouver and Boston. Because Vancouver could lose both as well.
Vancouver would. Boston, I think, has lost the tiebreakers to both Vancouver and Carolina, and they don't play till Sunday. I think Boston just cooked.
Okay.
To be honest.
Well, what if? Yeah, C9 can't tie with them because they have two. So yeah, Boston and Colorado probably just cooked. So, all right, yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the standings right now. All this stuff is subject to change. These guys, basically 3 through 8 or 3 through 9 can move around. So we're gonna see some movement this week, and there's also some big matches. But before we get into the thick of all that, let's do some bookkeeping. Talk about some of the announcements. The ranked series. I think this was already announced, but they just reminded everybody. So ranked they're changing our seasons end in ranked. So at the end now, there's going to be, I think, an 8-day period or whatever it is, where you get placed into a group with people all around your similar SR. So in both rank series, all competitors will be enrolled into competitive ladders. Gold through Iridescent will consist of 50 players. Yes, 50. Featuring players who finish season 2 at specific ranks. And the top 250 will be placed onto a single ladder featuring all of them. From there, players will race to number 1 to earn unique rewards, new ladder placement emblems, etc., etc. I actually think it's kind of cool. Ray and Ben, did you
It's
guys
like
see this?
It's like a playoff event
Yeah.
for the ladder, basically for ranked.
Yeah.
Like, but it's
Yeah,
gonna be.
it's like the
It's not gonna be any different than it is now. No, it's just separating players into different buckets.
Yeah, you just get grouped into like a
It's-
bucket of people with your SR, and then you can play for rewards. So in theory, it's just like a
Right.
reward system for ranked, which
I mean,
is
it's
kind of
just
nice.
it's just giving you a peer. It's giving you a specific peer way to grind. That's basically all it's
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
It's still they've been doing these leaderboard events, non-ranked stuff now for this. I think the second game they've done this. They're just an extension of that feature that's in the game. So
We
I
had
don't
this
think
last
it's too
year?
bad. They had leaderboard events still last year. They just didn't have them ranked, right?
Oh, they didn't have them ranked. Yeah.
They had like one-off events where you just got thrown in a ladder with like 12 people and you had to get like kill score or whatever it was. It's just another extension of that feature that's built into the game. Like
It's good though.
I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's good. Add some stuff for ranked and some rewards. I think is good. So you have something to keep playing for when the season's over. Because, like for example, I don't know about you, Ray. I know you were grinding a lot before. I've taken a break right now because I just played so much of it, like 500 plus games. So I'll probably hop back on though for this to see what it's talking about.
Bro, the system itself and what it's turned into from like how you earn points is like, I don't know. I'm not a fan. Like it's yeah, the SR spread. Like, why does it need to be so complex? Why can't it just be like you have a baseline of winning or losing? Let's just say 25 points is the baseline.
Yeah.
And then sprinkle on a little more if I do well individually, take maybe a little more off if I don't do well. But like, why are people winning 20 and losing 50? Like this is or vice versa. It
they
makes
need
no
to
sense.
adjust that. So the plan was for them to attack like people who get to a rank and just kind of like stop playing, and then they wanted to make sure like there was some punishment for losing and the higher ranks, and so it just scales. And I remember talking to them, and in theory, it's like a really good idea, but it's just a lot of people have had complaints, and they're gonna have to find like some middle ground to where they can still somewhat like punish losing at the top, and also like you still need to get dopamine for winning, because once you get to like iridescent, like I'm an area, and like when I lose, I was losing like 40, 50, gaining like 25, 30, like you were saying, and so I'm sitting there like, well, like if I'm not even having as much fun, like the dopamine hit from gaining SR was what it was. I'm winning more than losing still. Like, why would I keep grinding? So they got to find a middle ground.
Isn't the idea though that if you keep winning, you keep going up, and you lose, you'll go down? So why not just make it pretty even when you win or you lose?
Well, they want to keep people in the area that they think they should be at, I guess.
Right,
so they have good games.
Okay, but like, but if I go 2-1, if I win 2 games and lose 1, then I'm basically just sitting there not moving. But I'm going 2-1. Like I should be moving.
It's like 3-1 at times right now.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's Ray's
like,
point though. It's
even if
agreeing.
it was 2-1, it's just ridiculous.
I'm agreeing, but I understand like the logic of like what they were trying to do. But it's too much. Like when I saw Bance's tweet and he was losing like 100 SR per game. Way too much. Yeah. So
World War 2 had the best rank. Someone said in the chat. Hey, I wonder why.
What do you say?
Wonder.
Who had the best
rank? Said Chrisney in the chat said World War 2 had the best ranked.
Another thing about it is, Ray,
I wonder who worked on that.
Who worked on that?
I wonder.
True. Another thing about it is, Ray, is like I don't know how much is skewed by, but hackers have to be skewing like the SR amounts in ranked anyway.
Probably, right? But like why? Like it's
they're just like they're just getting so much score per minute. There's just like no way that any of these guys should be in the same rank as the hackers.
You can't solve that though. Like you have to like ban him or just remove him. Period. That's like the only thing you can do.
Well, so as we get more season 2 announcements, let's see if they properly address this for next season.
Yeah, they've been pretty like proactive with rank like this year, so hopefully they adjust it. So another announcement, we talked about this arena before, but it wasn't confirmed. The Gentlemates event, Major 4, will be held at Paris La Défense Arena. It is a 3-day event. Tickets are actually on sale now. So I was trying to find this.
I don't think they are. They don't go on sale for a couple more days, right?
Oh, were they not on
sale? Before we move on from
this,
I need both of you to say it properly. Both of you need to be saying
La Défense?
We're La Défense.
All right.
Okay, French Canada.
Come on. Go ahead, Ben, you first.
La Défense.
There you go.
La Défense.
La Défense.
La Défense.
We already on the flank side, we already have a sick Airbnb purchase for this event. I found in a drunken conversation between me and Tommy at Major 1 at dinner, we randomly backed into like an insane Airbnb Yeah, talk about this event. I'll give you some thoughts right from a production or and from a production angle.
So this event, Pyros Light Defense Arena, I saw that it has like seating of like up to 45,000. We obviously probably won't use that, but how many people realistically do you think we can get it at this event? Because I think about like Ray, I think you attended ESWC before as well, right? It was
I actually did not.
Oh,
I did not attend EWC. No, I was there for a boo small LAN in like the suburbs of Paris in Black Ops 2.
Bro, it was packed. Like a lot of people go to these events. And Gataga's like might as well be LeBron walking through France. So I can't wait for this event. I don't know anything about this this venue or like this other than its capacity and this area. So Ben, seeing as you've been looking at like places to stay and stuff, can you talk to me a little bit about the area? Is it a good area? Is the venue newer? Like, what do you know about it?
So it's the biggest indoor arena in all of Europe because I think it hosts indoor rugby matches. That's why the pitch is so big.
My God, dude.
And that's why they have like a 40K config, but I don't think they're going to use it for this event. It's in the northwest side of the city, like basically in what you would consider the burbs, but in Paris fashion, like the burbs are still like basically part of the city. It had the swimming in the Olympics when Paris hosted a few years ago. So it's plenty well sized. There's a lot of configs. My guess is they'll probably do talking to people in the industry, they'll probably do like a half bowl style config. A la what you saw, say at
like
Champs in or like this, Champs in World War II. Yeah, like Champs in World War II. Well, no, but this is like almost all of it. You see, this is like a 2/3 layout.
I know what you're talking about.
They're going to make it full ring? Dude, I honestly think with how big that fan base is, I honestly think they could probably fill that.
We did half ball at a Champs, and it worked. So I don't know.
I think, okay, listen, I think if they could sell 40 for COD, that'd be crazy. I don't think that,
no way.
The entirety of Europe is going to come out to that.
Like, 40K is a lot, Ray.
48K is crazy. Ray, 40K would make it one of the biggest attended esports of all time.
Yeah, that's like shutting down the area of the city. No bullshit.
Didn't they fill it up for Rocket League recently or something like that? Or,
yeah, but they went half full. I think Rocket League.
They went half. They went half.
There have been other events here. I think Rocket League's actually going to be. Rocket League's going to be.
There, Alan.
I think the other like a half full 20. I don't think it's 360, but they're probably going to seat 20,000 in here.
Yeah.
Over 3 days, to Ant's point, it's going to have 2 stages. So that's why I think there'll be an interesting layout in order to account for that and for challengers. But I think it'll be sick. There is like, and no bullshit. I'm not trying to like, deride Gentlemates or anything, but there is a chance this could literally be the best COD event of all time.
I mean, I don't doubt it. I mean, looking at the venue, it's definitely a big undertaking for Call of Duty and the production team in general. So I'm excited to see everybody work together on this, collaborate with Gentlemates. This will be the Gentlemates' first event. I'm sure they're going to bring out all the stops, and they've been full support of COD. We got to show some love, man. Gentlemates are doing a lot for COD right now. Fan base wise, the watch party with Gataga. Obviously, they invested in their team, got a good roster. Like, I love that organization for COD.
Yeah, I think the last piece for them, well, not the last piece, but I think the next knock-on piece, this is a year 3 thing, is to try and build up challengers tier 2 in France.
Yeah.
But I think that's I think year 1, they just got in. Again, their team was not great last year. This year was about investment in getting a better team and trying to host a major. I assume next year will be, they'll have more stability, probably continuity roster-wise, is like, how do we path to pro? How do we create local market engagement beyond a one-off event in France and like generate more tier 2 interest? Because there's a lot of good up-and-coming French players that are something about.
Are they making content with the team, like Brokey and Gataga and some of the other people in the? Are they? I haven't watched that. I need to watch that.
It's all really mostly in French translated, but the content's been pretty good if you check out their YouTube. So.
Oh yeah. Well, there's that. A couple of announcements this week. Things to look forward to in COD in the COD world right now. But next thing we need to talk about is the Gentlemates. So in my opinion, this was the best match of the weekend. OpTic versus Gentlemates. Super exciting. It's a grand finals rematch. The vibe going into it was very much of like OpTic have gotten to a point where they just gotten way better than they were at Major 1 and way ahead of Gentlemates. Still went to a game 5 all the way to the very end. Ghosty had a really good series. And he had a couple of huge clutches on the game too. But in the end, OpTic come back from 5-3 to clutch up on the game 5 with a huge 1v1 of Huke killing Sib. So talk to me about it, Ray. Let's start with you. What were your thoughts on the series?
Wasn't the last round a 1v2? Am I crazy?
Was it 1v2?
I'm not remembering that right.
I think it was.
I thought it was.
I
thought he killed
1v1.
someone like in shop and then he got away. Yeah,
I think it ended up being an actual 1v2 technically.
It was a quick, maybe it was a quick trade. We'll watch it in a second, but he was just kind of running around, and I don't know how they didn't kill Huke and Deli. Literally, don't know how they didn't kill him.
That was a crazy series. It was. I think everyone came in expecting OpTic to just roll them over because of how Gentlemates played recently.
Yeah,
I think it just shows like Gentlemates are not that far off. They still got heavily outslayed for the entirety of the series. Like if you look at the numbers, like it's Envoy's been like we can all agree Envoy's been having a rough one statistically recently, and it's I don't know, like it's a weird one to me because we've talked about this behind, but like let's bring it up now again. Like it does feel like they're not playing collectively at the same pace they were playing originally.
It does,
which was to me part of the reason why they were finding their success is because they were kind of always ahead of it and they were taking advantage of their numbers in almost every situation. And we've all agreed that's kind of like the way forward in this game, which if you stop doing, then you're kind of playing more like the other teams are, and where if you're not slaying consistently, then you're not very much giving yourself the best chance to win games. And especially playing against teams like OpTic where they're obviously very efficient. If you don't do well doing that, then you're gonna get smoked. So I don't know. It's a weird one to me. They lost both hardpoints to OpTic. Again, coming back to Major 1, they were the best hardpoint team. They snuck out a raid game 2, like you said. Ghosty had a really good map, and they won the Overload, which to me was surprising. Yeah, the Overload was actually really surprising because OpTic was on like a 13-14 game win streak in that mode.
Yeah.
So that's honestly tippable on their end to fight it that way. But yeah, I'm not like I definitely think that we've seen, I don't want to say a resurgence from Gentlemates, but I don't know. Everyone's been worried about him. I'm not as worried as other people are. They need to find a way to find their footing. It's hard to tell what's going on behind the scenes. Like we saw Sib tweet out about how they've been having some, I don't want to say, like, I don't know exactly what it is. Like,
Envoy
tweeted distractions.
Today. Envoy tweeted today. I think he lost somebody close to him. I think is what it was.
Right. Which obviously is never easy to deal outside of game stuff. Like obviously, thoughts on whoever's dealing with stuff. At the same time, you got to find a way to like try and do your best. Like, I mean, again, I'm going to talk from a personal standpoint here, but and you teamed with me back in the day, and this was after we teamed together after all this. But I was sick for the majority of my early career when I was starting to play professionally. Okay, and like. Gaming to me was my outlet out of it. Like it was my way to like almost, I don't want to say forget about my problems, but like it was my way to focus on something else that gets me away from those things. It's almost like they need to find a way to like use this and their team aspect to better themselves forward in the state they're in now. And as obviously it's really easy for everyone deals with these things in different ways, and it's easy for us for an outside perspective to say, they just need to focus on the game and work and it'll help. But I get going through shit like this is not easy. I would love for them. I would love nothing more for them to kind of come back to where they were as time goes on and as time can heal whatever is going on behind the scenes, and them being the team they were before. Because I mean, they were fun to watch. It's just they've obviously been struggling recently.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it in their gameplay and in their matches. Like something was definitely affecting their gameplay, their practice or their matches, whatever it is. Because like you said, they just haven't looked the same. And I get like there's things that come with that, like if you're not performing, like Envoy's having a bad stage, point blank period. That could be due to some team stuff too, like the way they're playing the game. But at the same time, if you're playing that brand of COD where you're playing super fast paced and aggressive and you're individually not playing well during that time, it's going to affect that play style. That's just how it works. And
the other thing on is that they were not, I know they clutched up searches and overloads in Major 1, but like that entire stage now, this stage, like they're not elite in those modes. They're good.
Yeah, in search and overload.
But they're not elite. And so when the hard point, you guys point falls off, you don't have the other modes to fall back on. And that's why I think they slump for a bit. But here's the thing is like if they generate some momentum this weekend, this team's fairly icy. I feel like they have an ability to close. And so going into what might be a really open top 4 landscape, could they make top 4 again? Or if they make a run, make that last, make the finals, like it's definitely possible. I don't think they're like chalked.
Yeah,
I think that's what the people were saying. Like at least general like public opinion seemed to be like, oh my god, it seems bad now. like obviously they're not playing to the level they were playing at before, but to say they're bad, I think is an overstatement.
They just
like,
probably had the biggest drop off of any team from Major 1. So,
yeah,
which I mean,
fair.
we can all agree. Like they lost to some pretty bad teams, and while simultaneously like Miami, Riyadh, OpTic like all got like better, and even G2 looks like they've improved a bit since Major 1. So it's kind of them winning against Boston and finally winning 2 hard points, like and competing against OpTic, like bodes well for them, but they're not all the way back. Envoy still didn't play great throughout the series, and they lost both the HPs. Like I don't think in a series versus OpTic, like they're gonna have to take an HP. Like it's gonna be too difficult. OpTic's too good of a 2-3-5 team.
I think OpTic could theoretically. I think OpTic could theoretically get Neslo'd. I think that's probably like your best shot. I just think it's so hard to split hard points with OpTic. I think the Neslo angle is like
you have to.
I don't think you have to. I think if someone is going to beat OpTic, then Neslo is probably how it's going to get done.
You think a Neslo versus a team that's a 13 win streak in Overload? Like this is finally the first Overload they lost.
They finally lost one though.
Let me just say what Ben just said though. Can we not agree that like if we were to pick any point of OpTic that's weak, and I'm saying weak, it's not super weak, but their map pool and hardpoint probably isn't where it needs to be like straight up a guaranteed hardpoint wins.
Yeah.
So I feel like in that sense, splitting hardpoints doesn't seem unachievable as long as one of your strengths is their weakness.
To beat OpTic, you legit have to split hardpoints or deadass win both of them. Like just somehow win their map pick. No bullshit. That's literally in a best of 5. Like
I'll say this about OpTic's map pool. Like nobody. The problem with OpTic's map pool is like they don't like playing black card. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad at it. They just don't like playing matches. So I think their only like map right now that they're like I think they're bad at is fucking Den. So like they just won't play Den, and I think they have a chance in every other map. I just think
with the black card one, we don't know. We just have to see more of it in matches. But they'll probably just keep vetoing it. So.
They're bad. Like that's the thing for me is like I don't think they're necessarily bad at any of the maps. I think it's just more like a team could be really good at one of the maps that they're not willing to play as much or that good as good as they are at. Like
that's part of the calculus why I don't play blackheart, because they feel like there are a lot of all blackheart teams that are like they just
that's not why
a 5% play. It doesn't mean they're bad at it.
That's why I really want to see at the major a Miami OpTic match, because bro, Miami they love Scar and Den, right? They're really good at S&D. They play Blackheart. And so it puts OpTic in a situation where like they're going to get a map that they don't exactly love in Hardpoint. And then they're going to, and now with Miami being better at Overload, we'll get into that a bit. Let's stay on the Gentlemates. I'm derailing us. So with the Gentlemates, Ben, what's your take? Because me and Ray kind of feel like we're a little optimistic after what we saw. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I gave my take earlier. Like, I think again, their hardpoint has fallen off the stage. It's just not as efficient, as quick, as like decisive as their hardpoint was before. They're not playing as clean. And you see with this team at times when they're not playing clean. There was a point in this map that you showed where they scammed a P4 hold. Like you start to see some of the tendencies that we've been about these players in the past, where they kind of block out, don't pick up lanes, don't fill lanes correctly. They're starting to make mistakes we didn't necessarily see in stage 1. And again, on top of their S&D and Overload game being good, but not like world class, like top 2, you can see why once the hard point fell off, like that's how they lose to say, a C9 on some weird stuff. But I think they're starting to generate some momentum, and I think this was a good weekend for them. And look, I feel bad to you guys' point, I feel bad for Trav, the situation he tweeted about. Hopefully, he can figure out, how to deal with that personal loss, but also get the preparation he needs in for this event. But if Gentlemates have a good weekend, I feel pretty good about their chances going into a Major 2 to make it somewhat deep.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, well said. I mean, it is weird when you watch them. It's like I'm watching right now, and like this hill was fantastic. Like this is classic Gentlemates, what I've watched all on this hill, and it'll just kind of like go away. But yeah, they were playing a really good team. Next series, they were able to win both. Ray, you had a clip you wanted to talk about now, and this is the follow-up series where Gentlemates won both the hard points. The end of this map was chaos. So we're going to talk a little bit about if this was Gentlemates playing it well or Boston scamming. I think it's more so
Boston a little bit of both.
Yeah,
it's a little bit of both. Like I mean, this is more. I think some of this is more highlighting Boston's struggles, which I don't know if you necessarily want to talk too much about, but like the idea of like this is again when we've talked the word pace has been brought up like a million times.
Yeah.
Like finding a way to take advantage of your numbers when you play this game is literally like the key to success, especially in hardpoint. So we're gonna, like, if you look at the clip here, they just got a wave. They're playing for time. They're gonna get more kills. They get 3.
No, I killed 4.
They killed 4. Like, and we're up 30 already. There's 20 seconds left. We're flying forward. Like, everyone should be flying forward here.
So
why is 3 solo like, why is 3 going alone? Why is 4 not falling up? And why is 1 going backwards?
Yeah,
it's like,
and then flying out the other way. It's just not. It's too chaotic.
Like you killed the wave, and you make 5 and 8 useless because they're out of the play. Like, they're spawning out. Like, your player on hill, like, is the one that's managing them, and then we're like, 1 is running back past 2 to try and chow forward.
And also the context here
makes no sense.
Let's add the context here too. So, like, remember, guys, like, and we watched this before. Like, there's 25 seconds left on this hill, right? We kill all of them. They're up 30 points. P2 is like a really easy hold if you get early control, and like, you obviously got to kill a wave, but the guns are hot and you have map control. If they fly out here and secure the spawns here, I mean, worst comes to worst, they get the final 10 and you're set up on P2. So this is when we say teams are making the game chaotic and they don't know what they're doing, this is like kind of what we're talking about. It's like, you got to make them beat you, bro. You can't give them gifts.
But this is a prime example. No, finish your thought.
Just one more thing to say that if Boston play forward, they literally have the game in their hands. Like, the game, I don't want to say the game's over, because obviously, like, G2 can still make a comeback, but they're up 40 with P2 spawns. Like, even if Gentlemates get old off the push they make, like, you get info on where their last 2 players are because your player on time died, and then you have spawns for you. Like, it's just, you make the game so complex by playing the way they play the situation.
Yeah.
At that point, it just becomes about who gets kills, and not about who where you're taking your advantages on the map. Like, it's just.
Yeah,
I don't know.
This an example. I mean, we talked about it a bit in the last episode. I don't know how much we're going to talk about in this episode. I mean, Boston sub duo has just been really just tough to watch. The decision making was really bad last. It's not even about the kills anymore, because the kills haven't been great all year. The decision making out of their sub players was some of the worst I've seen this weekend, and that's why this team's likely not going to the fucking major.
Can we agree that the decision making is kind of what leads to the kills for the most part? Like I think obviously there's like skill element, and like you can bail yourself out of certain situations. Like, there's obviously a lot going on. It's more complex than what I'm making it sound as. But at the same time, like the whole play we just highlighted about the P1, like, if they do things the right way there, the kills are way more in front of them and way easier to get.
They're all spawning junk, and then the next kills are all spawning P4. So it's just kind of like,
they all know where they're spawning. Yeah, you know where they're at. Like, at that point, it's easy to get kills. If you make things complex where you're chasing people and you don't know exactly where they are, and you're not doing it as a team, then you're fighting these awkward one-on-one fights that aren't necessarily winnable. And if you lose them, then everything's fucked after that. Like,
Ray knows this, and so for you guys, if you want to be more well-educated when you're watching COD, you can tell how good a team is by what happens when they get 4 dead, because that's a repeatable situation. And we used to have rules like, when we get 4 dead, this is what we get into. We have the grace to get into, like, I guess what you call an end game setup, which isn't great in this, but an end game situation. And it's like, you should be able to buy yourself at least 20-25 seconds of time there, and have an advantage. And teams like Boston, when you watch these hard points, they get kills and they don't get into those situations. And it's like, it's just decision making, whether that's them hesitating, or it could be one person, and in that instance it was Purge. He needed to fly, right? But it's not always going to be him. Snoopy does the same shit. So they're just in a hard spot. And then Ray, right here, this is other one you want to talk about.
So actually, the way Boston plays this here is not terrible. Like, they get kills and Purge goes on the ground to get mid. He just loses a gunfight mid, so now they lose their ID on a pinch. Like, we talked about this a little earlier. Like, 4 dies on time. Like, this play, to me, it wasn't as bad. 3 maybe going tunnel here is not the greatest, like, challenge solo fights, but they just, to me, the situation comes more about, like, they lost fights here. Like, they didn't really manage the situation all that bad, but they're going to do the same thing back to Gentlemates here, and they literally gives themselves a winning condition. They played a break perfectly. They're going to get 3 clean. Pause it after you get 3. Pause it. Okay. So it's 2-3. Like, this is where, and Pat said it on flank, and like, Ben, you can attest to this, because this is something to me that's like, back, I don't want to say back in the day, like, we were smarter. I just think these kind of instances probably happened way more back in the day than they happen now, and players were way more prepared for these kind of instances, because they were like, I don't want to say they never happen now, but they don't seem to happen as consistently. Like, your win condition is 2 things, right? And you said it earlier. So right now, Gentlemates need 8 seconds to win. You just killed 3 of them off spawn. Realistically speaking, they're probably not getting back in a hard point to win off this hill. Like, the win condition for Gentlemates is going to be new, and Boston can theoretically still win on this hill, but you just got kills now.
So you have a massive advantage.
You can play forward to guarantee yourself not only old, like you have old time still, you're still collect time as you push through, but you can also guarantee a flip on the map to where now you're pushing Gentlemates as far away as possible as their win condition, which is going to play new time. And Boston just sit on the hill here. They don't do anything. You got 3 kills, and you're going to give the other team splits because no one's on either side.
You're just giving them a chance where you don't need to.
Yeah, it's just pointless. Like, they get all the kills. Run forward.
We're just holding
go kill
here.
This guy.
Like, there's no way they can get back in and contest to where they could win. You need to go get spawns, play for new.
And with how, like, I guarantee you, bro, like, these teams scrim this shit all day, bro. Like, there's no way they're not expecting splits. Like, they knew they were splitting it. They were already looking at their back.
Oh my god, it's so bad. And then this guy doesn't even get shot at, or just leaves because he realizes, like, the panic sets in of like, well, fuck. And now it's like,
Purge thinks he's gonna take a wrap around.
Bro, this is one of those situations that, like,
man.
We shouldn't need to say take 10 minutes to break this down, because this triggers so many core rules on how you want to play fucking COD beyond just like aping the last guy. To your point, Ray, like, you were just given an on the platter opportunity to 3v1 a god and not only guarantee as much as old time as possible, but spawn for new with the other team spawning fucking deep. Like, bro, your win percentage goes up fucking dramatically if you just get this one kill.
100%, Ben. And this still image right here, I wish I could get the exact spot.
So basic.
Is so, yeah, I mean, there's two things here. You fight this guy, either you get all the time and you kill him, or you get to new and it's over with. Like, that's the image right there. That's the problem with Boston. We just watched it 2 different times.
You need to understand as well that if they push Sib out and they kill him, like, your win condition for Boston is still old. Like,
you can still win
have
old,
to play through old. They cannot give up old and just rotate. They have to play through old. So you're literally forcing them around the longest part of the map to get the new time while you're gonna spawn P4 side. Like, it makes no sense.
I'm not saying Bance. I see what Bance saying in chat, and legitimately, wholeheartedly, I'm not saying this from Cast Prod at all. The exact play I make in that spot, Woola, is I am challenging the hell out of Sib. And I know that, like, they're not getting into time. We just get over to new and it's GG. Like, if they do break in time on my 2 teammates, we still win off new. Like, there's no world.
Saying this is hindsight is pissing me off. Get him in here so we can talk to him.
It's not. How is it? What part of this is hindsight? What part? We have full Bance. We have full control of the hill.
Baited,
hold on, Bance.
No, let's get him in here. Get him in here.
Actually,
get him in here. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass. Send him a link. Get him in here. Let's talk to Ben. It's pissing me off.
You guys are getting cliff over, bro.
Any time at which a team gets 3 or 4 kills, what is hindsight about a situation?
There's no hindsight. There's literally no hindsight.
They got 3 kills and they had info. Explain to me what is hindsight about the situation.
The instant play there is Chow Sib. You're crazy if you don't think that's the instant play.
Snoop should be instantly going and then getting followed up. Like someone should try to pick up the pinch from hill to try and get info, stay alive again, try to guarantee as much old time as possible. But we need to kill this guy and guarantee our
This is what happens here. We got 3 dead. 2 people fly off for the last guy. The other guy turns and plays the inner heady for here. That's it. That's it. And it doesn't even have to be like, dude, it could take a second or 2. There's 3 dead. You can be like, yo, I'm going. And then Stu can be like, I'm coming with you. The other guy turns around. Like, it's so easy. You're saying this because you can see that they flip? Brother, there's 3 dead. There's 3 dead.
Wouldn't you want to force a flip regardless? We killed 3 guys. Yeah. Like, we know where the last guy is. Why even in a world where, like, no, that you're gonna push a flip by pushing forward. Period.
Yeah,
bro, he's got to be rage baiting. He's got to be rage baiting.
I sent him a link for the win on this hill, take the guarantee. It's not guaranteed. They just lost. So
if you're playing in with 0 side, it's going to be so tough.
Wait, saying take the guarantee. You're telling me sitting on the hill is a guarantee. Nah, bro.
And then if you all die and they just hold that side, you spawn deep as GG's because they need fucking 8 seconds and they're hitting the front of noon.
Can I ask Bance?
They don't even have a chance.
Can I ask Bance what's guaranteed about it? Because they did what you said and they lost.
Literally, he's rage baiting. No, he's rage baiting. There's no way.
Nah, you're getting rage baited about that. It's content farming.
So, anyways, though, I just think that this was a really good clip and a really game to pick, Ray, because this kind of just showcased on the P1 to P2 and the final game where teams lose in this game so often. Like, literally, when teams lose, it's a product of this.
Like, look at almost every like situation that happens that stems off how you get kills. Like, teams make it so hard on themselves. Like, OpTic's still the best team at taking advantage of their kills and making sure another team doesn't have space to do anything.
Yeah.
Like you want to put the other team in the most miserable position at all times when you get kills.
Yep.
And there are a majority of teams in the league right now are not capable of doing that consistently for whatever reason.
And then the last thing I had on this was I wanted to watch this listener real quick. MVP Huke this stage is him. Makes the game-winning plays. He's calming everything. We're just gonna watch this. This is a pretty cool clip. It's OpTic's comeback, and it's like mashed up into a 2-minute clip of the final 3 rounds. So I'm gonna run this. I'm also streaming it in the Discord for you guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching.
On there. Dan, on the truck.
Have her push her. One guy's top paint. Gonna push her. Yeah, stun him on A-bomb. Stun him on. Might be planning him. One guy was pushing up our wood, I'm pretty sure.
What a stun, below.
Knocked out the bomb.
I'm nading
Yeah,
it.
we should retake together. I kind of want to shot top.
I spoke this one.
One guy's definitely like close, laying down. Dead nade. All right, he's probably close, Brendan.
Close right.
Close right. Dead.
Hop it.
I'm gonna hop it.
And chop.
Nice. Good shit.
Let me get it.
You got it? Yeah.
Peek up. I'm out.
Yeah, get out.
Mid on you. Watch out. Dead.
Get it.
Go see.
Sure, I'm planning. I'm planning.
Gen.
All right, mom's going down. Just don't let me die. Just back up if you guys need to.
Good team.
I backed up.
Can you flank me or no?
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Close bomb.
All right. I'm watching top. I'm watching your top.
Shoulder and low gen color.
I have your top.
I think pitching.
Good girl.
I have your top wood. Yeah. Nice. Good shit. 5-5. Let's fucking go.
Brother,
Count. Someone count.
Huke is so proactive and so positive.
Yeah.
We have D.
It's awesome.
Sit down.
What was their close left hoodie?
Was well.
Oh, behind me.
Close.
I got a point after this listener.
Look at how he's moving. But I don't know how he survived here. This was insane.
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, it was.
Bro shits on the second guy.
And he's out. Insta out.
Bro, like,
I don't know how,
Huke is everything, bro.
I don't know how Dan didn't kill him. It was crazy.
We'll pull up the actual VOD and talk about it.
He thought he was gonna challenge him, I think.
And now it's just
Like
congratulations.
it would have been a Kyler thing to challenge there, to be honest.
We can look at the
would've.
VOD. We shouldn't spend too much. It's the whole situation's fucking crazy.
So my takeaway from this is this. Huke has reached final form of a Call of Duty player. He's extremely intelligent. He is super positive. They're down 5-3. He's not batting an eye. I noticed no change from him than a normal listening if we were in a hard point there. He's commanding the troops, and he's making the small plays as well, like accounting for everyone. So Huke's actually him, bro.
Well, what Charlie said in the chat aside,
He's a
RIP
beast.
Ray.
He's an absolute. Charlie's an absolute beast, bro. He's an absolute beast.
I want to make this point about Kyler, and it's a more grander point. I fucking hate how this community looks at player and player development. They just assume that a player who is especially less than 26, 27 is just a finite person with soft skills they can't improve and certain strong skills they can't move the other way, and they just think it's just a hardened rock, a hardened diamond. And think about the criticisms of Kyler that we had 3 or 4 years ago as a player, right? Like, no one's ever said that Kyler isn't talented, doesn't have unbelievable gunny, but he'd make insane fucking blackout decisions.
Yeah.
And I got him dropped off of multiple teams. And to see where he's now developed into, to your point, of just not only knowing how to make the play for the win, but helping his team communicate to make the play for the win. Players can evolve, players can get better. I hate how this community just assumes a player gets fucking dropped and they're going to be ass forever. Like, Cotter is a great example that it's not going to happen to everybody. Not everybody's going to realize their talent, but people fucking can.
Bro, facts, Ben. Well said. He got better at a lot of the small things, too. Like, he's calming while he's moving that whole time. Guys moving around Delhi, calming everything. Stun checking stuff, like picking up everybody's pinch. Like, dude, Kyler's actually him. I mean, it's a really high level, bro. He's playing at a really high level.
Yeah, and I don't know why Ray dropped him, but it's all good, though.
Oh, my God. I think one thing I will say, too.
I'm the one that made the mistake.
And this is kind of like, it's interesting to think about, because I think one of the things we're dealing with now, and how so many teams are playing the game, which, like, if we talk like old school, new school way, like, I think adaptability and catering to a player's skill set, like, these new CODs have definitely helped some players to play like the way they want to play or the way they see playing the games more so than some other players. Like, you can't play this game how you played Modern Warfare 2, for example, like the recent Modern Warfare 2. Like, you'd get it'd be criminal. You wouldn't accomplish anything. And in the same way, like, these games now, like, the pace you require, like, Kyler freaking loves that shit.
That's perfect
and, like,
for him.
Him and Ant, like, literally last year when they started teaming together, like, it was like, oh fuck. like you're telling me these two guys can get cracks like moving around the map together, like,
yeah,
like it's It was actually sad when they picked up Merc. I was sad inside.
Yeah.
I was real sad.
Yeah, I just think, this play style of these games, last two, definitely fit Huke perfectly, and he's gotten better at all the other like intangible things. So it's like,
I think he's
the
always
out-of-game
had that
stuff.
stuff though. It's like, I think it's just like I think Kyler's like, even when Kyler was on my teams, like he was always like the way he is now wasn't very different than how how he was then.
When he was on that Surge team with like Brezzy and all them, is when I really started to notice him becoming like a leader. I think that experience was huge for him. I think it was
That's
huge.
probably fair.
And like to have him in that role on this team while playing like that is just huge for them. So yeah,
he's gross. Right
it just unlocks so much. Look, I know that a lot of the success of OpTic recently. I mean, adding Merc and finally figuring out that fourth piece has obviously been a big part. When you look at, say, Brandon and Ant and where their soft skills are, Kyler complements that well. Those two are not the world's greatest communicators, but they do a good job of following direction and hearing information and processing that information quickly.
Yeah.
And bring someone in to help them with that first part. They don't have to do it as hard. They still need to do effort, but they don't have to go 110, 120 the way Kyler does. It just makes all the pieces of this machine work so well.
And Mercules is an assassin, and Dashy's become this like cool, calm, collected, reliable AR to be in the right spot every time. So yeah, good luck. Good luck.
No. Like Brandon being around the hill a lot now is probably the most annoying thing to play against, because you literally like you got to go through Ann and Kyler and then Merc, and then final boss is Brandon fucking ironing something. I'm sorry, buddy, but like that's got to be so sad to play against. Like,
so yeah, all right.
It's just so funny to me. All these OpTic fans that come to my chat and be like, "Oh, we should think about getting Scrap and Popcorn." I'm like, brother, what? You guys finally have what other teams have been chasing for 6 years. This team should stick together for fucking as many years as possible. I don't know if they got Atlanta FaZe 6 years in the bag, but bro, they finally have no questions. About roles in this team and reliability. Just let them play out.
Okay.
Can you?
Holy.
Curious to get your thoughts on it. I just saw this. I saw this on Reddit the other day. I was like just lurking, and I saw this. They did this for a few teams, but the OpTic one to me is super
interesting. It's gonna be
interesting.
Inception for a second, guys. Sorry. Where's the link? I got it now.
I put in a
OpTic Texas HP profiles. This is beautiful. So we got Huke going crazy, bro. Kills per 10, damage per 10, engages per 10. And then we got Dashy, exactly what you want. Hill time and assist going crazy. And then this actually makes sense because Shotzi's like taking routes, being annoying. Yeah, this all checks out. It's perfect.
I'm actually curious to know what you guys would think of like if like what I would want to know. First off, I would want to see this for every team. I'm curious to know what this looks like for every team.
Go ahead.
Could this be like a statistical selling point to like what is like what's your mold of your team should look like?
Yeah, absolutely. One sub pushing
like they
pace
cover all
crazy.
the ground, right?
They do. They have the objective minded AR. They have the all around Slayer. Like, dude, this is literally how this has to be fake. There's no way it works perfectly for all four. Like, if you were to ask me where I would want everybody to be, this is where I would want everybody to be.
I will say a couple of things about this graph. First off, can you control scroll a bit so people can read the text a little more yet? One thing is when people post graphs like this, they're cool. They need to be normalized for the maps that people play. Maps are a little bit different pace wise, so nobody's really explored the coefficient. Multiplier needs to be into the equation here, but it would help normalize some of this. But I think this is a good visually to your point, way of understanding. Like, you need to check all the boxes. Like, you need an SMG player that's going to apply pace, be successful at applying pace and getting those kills, not just fucking tossing their life away. You also need an AR like Brandon, who's going to be an absolute fucking menace around the hill and bail his team out.
Get an assist.
And then you've got Merc, who fucking does everything. And you got Ant, who's fucking making plays off of what everybody else is doing.
Exactly. Yeah. Just getting lost. No, I'm telling you, if you were to like put into like or ask pros like what they would want it to look like, this would be it. Like 100%. So they're playing really well. I want to see this for every team. Who made this?
I saw it on Reddit.
Background
this type of stuff is so easy to make now, bro. I don't know if you guys are messing around with like
this caption is maybe roles do exist.
I know JP's in the chat, but bro, like back in the day, this stuff was kind of a pain in the ass to make if you didn't know fucking MATLAB or like R. But bro, it is so easy now to go into Codex or Copilot or Claude and actually just say, hey, I have the data, but I'm not a programmer. Help me like build these visualizations will literally do everything for you. So
noted.
I think
Get some official
pretty
Codcast
sure
graphs out then.
yeah.
I don't know if it's the
Maybe I'll
same
get on
guy,
it.
but there was a Thieves one. That's not the same guy.
Yeah, John Davos has posted it. It's the most
All right,
recent link
I'm
in
gonna
there.
push this along though. So, all right, time to talk about Miami. Have the Miami Heretics separated themselves from the rest of the league this past weekend? They are alone in second place with a 6-3 record. They beat the third place Falcons 3-0, albeit it was a couple of close maps, still at 3-0. Let's talk about what's separating them. And also, Miami have had a key improvement over the last couple of weeks, 4-1 their last 5 overloads. Yeah, I'll kick things off. This is the most disrespectful series of the entire year. Miami versus Surge. I mean, laughing at them. Didn't even feel like they were really trying. Legit laughing at them. And in the listening, laughing at them. It was crazy, bro. This is, if I was Vancouver, this would be bulletin board material. And then the last thing I just want to say is, yo, it's been a lot more spicy on the broadcast recently. Like, they've been talking trash, these players in their interviews. Metal saying like they weren't even trying. Who else was it? Somebody was talking shit. Kremp saying I can't believe we lost to randoms yesterday. Like, yo, it's giving me OG vibes of like back in the day when people used to really talk shit. So we're getting back to that a bit.
No way you're gassing the questions that you and Ali asked. This is good proppy out of you.
I'm not gassing questions.
You're trying to back your own beef. Like,
I'm not being vain here at all. I'm not trying. It was actually a thought I had. Like, damn, people are actually talking shit again finally. And in game too, like, you're better than a team. Like, they're freaking trolling, running around. Talk to me about this a little bit. Miami's weekend, they had a 3-0 in Riyadh as well. Ben, you kick things off with this one.
I mean, I agree. This is pure. I mean, I would say score line wise, we've seen some more lopsided series, but like just watching it played out was pretty disrespectful. I think where Miami are at is similar to my take about OpTic last week, that like if they don't win this event, it's a big fumble. If Miami finally don't make a final with the way that the other teams are playing out, it's a fucking fumble because they're good at all three modes. Right? Okay.
I wouldn't go that far, but I hear you.
I mean, Overload, listen, they're a solid Overload team. They're not like fucking incredible at it, but they're really good at S&D and Hardpoint. And those are two big things that when you event, I do think you're going to need to be good at Overload in the grand finals in order to actually win that shit.
Their Overload got way better, though. Like, peep this.
Their Overload's gotten better, but their search is incredible. This is a very difficult search team to beat right now. I think a lot of that is off the fact that everybody plays their roles correctly. They have aggressive SMG entries from Trakes. They have the best sniper in the game. And Super, I think him and Brandon are like 1-2, but I think based on the stage, I probably would put Super 1. Just the way he plays so aggressive with the sniper, I think Brandon's the only one who gets close on that.
Yeah.
And everybody else is a no scammer in search, but still makes plays. Like, they're a very difficult team to beat in that mode, and their hardpoint map pool is very good. Now, I do know that
Den, Scar.
Yeah, they haven't played Blackheart this stage, but I think because nobody wants to fucking throw at them on it.
Yeah. By the way, are you guys watching this Overload, bro? Ben, this is by far like the biggest thing for them if they're to make a run here is how much better they've gotten at this game mode. It's just like they have constant pressure now. They're manipulating the defense. Like they're doing everything that we've talked about the last couple of weeks that makes you a good Overload team.
But I think that's also a factor of Trakes getting comfortable, right? Like he was the least experienced player on this team. He didn't get a lot of practice early. This is his first time ever playing against pros. Like, I think he's finally settling in, I assume, into like what's required from him in this role, which, by the way, we all know that that aggressive role is one of the hardest to play. It's just a requirement you to play so fast and so accurate and be impactful. And we've seen a lot of players come in and really struggle with that. He's been fantastic this stage. I just think Miami, the way it's set up with how mid Thieves is at S&D, with how mid Falcons is at S&D, how inconsistent FaZe's slaying is, with how inconsistent Gentlemates has been. Don't even get me started on fucking Toronto Ultra and G2 or Toronto KOI and G2. I think if Heretics can't make the grand finals event, is a huge fumble, bro.
No, that's
it's all lining up for them to do it.
Yeah, because teams are going to get better at those game modes, and you're right, they do have an advantage versus all those teams besides OpTic right now. Because LA, Riyadh are very bad at S&D. Very bad. Ray, what are you?
That is an understatement. We'll watch clips in a bit. It's tough to watch, bro.
Well, if Kismet turns into 99 kills, Riyadh will be back. Let's just say that.
Yeah, but MC can't get a fucking kill in S&D these days, and also XNIC can't stay alive for more than 30 seconds in a fucking round.
They have been looking better recently though. Like maybe it's just LA being worse, but in the LA series they look better in the search.
I mean, I'm not going to take away too much for that rate S&D as far as Falcons Journal S&D game. But like, regardless, getting back on topic, like, I think Miami this is the stage for Miami to get that chance against OpTic in the grand final. Are they going to win it? I don't know, but they're sure as shit going to get a fucking shot. And we've seen they've had ability to beat OpTic over the last, year or so when given this opportunity. They don't necessarily realize that. I think EWC was a big fumble. They had that fucking chance in the bag, and they kind of fumbled that reverse sweep. This one, I mean, they should get that look.
Yeah,
it plays out.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree with what you just said. Like at first, when you said if they don't make the final, it'd be a disappointment. I think that's a stretch, like making it to Sunday. But now when you put it like that, the opportunity that's in front of them with some of these super teams being really bad at search and that being their like positive, yeah, I agree. This is probably going to be their best chance to make a final for sure. Ray, where are you at with Heretics? I see you talking to Dan in chat as well.
Yeah, so I've been reluctant into giving these guys their flowers. I definitely am. I guess I'm buying more Miami stock now. They definitely. I think the biggest point to me is how good they are, how well-rounded they are at all the modes. You're not really gonna get a free map out of them in the series. They're gonna make you work for everything. Yeah. And their slaying hasn't let up. Like my point in the previous episodes where we talked about this was that I felt like they were kind of slaying dependent on how they played the game. If you're gonna keep getting kills like you are now, then it really doesn't matter how you play the game.
You got a 1.08
in a sense like that.
Hard point.
Like they're just nonstop. And it hasn't really stopped regardless of who they played. Even the OpTic series they played early in the stage where they did lose, but they weren't like blowouts. Like they were still competitive in the maps.
Yeah.
I definitely think I would have a very, very, very hard time not seeing this team make it to Sunday at the major with how they're playing right now.
They're too good, dude.
The finals aspect, I'm not saying they don't deserve to be there. I definitely right as it stands right now, they're definitely the team that's playing the second best in the league, alongside OpTic. It's to say that the other teams, like let's say Gentlemates picks it up again, and then these other teams that are playing at a higher pace picks it up again. I'm still not sold on the idea of like, can they win games while the slaying is pretty close? Like that's the only thing that I haven't seen yet. Like once I see that, then I will completely be bought in with the ideas we're giving them. Like Dan's saying they're very teamwork oriented. I'm not saying they're not. I think there's obviously a lot, like to be competitive in this league, you need to have some element of teamwork. But I still think that a lot of the teamwork drives around them getting the initial kills, which is hard to consistently do like they are doing now.
Yeah, because they're all super hot right now. All four of them.
Yeah, bro. They're like Super and Rank are sick, bro. Like this. I mean, what did we talk about last time? We said they're a top 4 AR duo in the league. Can we maybe raise that a little more?
Yeah, it's
they might be higher now. And like we talked, like Metals is always doing his thing, and then Trakes has been absolutely like performing. Like
I think they're all hot right now. Like this is like even Metals I think is balling right now.
No, they're if they can keep playing at this level and like again from a kill standpoint keep slaying the way they are now, like they're going to be a hard team to manage in any game against any team. But again, I'd still, to me, the part that it's not necessarily missing because we just haven't really seen it, but if they can find a way to win series while not slaying as much as they are now, then I am sold. Then I am like fucking Vamos all the way through.
Well,
get me a Miami jersey. I'm a fan.
Well, I think the thing
I'm still a fan of these guys, but
I think the thing that kind of sells me anyway is like one, they can get those kills, which is more than a lot of teams can say. But the second part is they're just so good at search. Like they're clearly the best S&D team right now. So it's like,
you think?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I think their searches. I think Super gives them such a huge advantage, and like they're just at the point where they're going into the series. Like they went in the Vancouver one. It didn't even look like they used any of their real strats, bro. Like they literally didn't use a single real strat.
Come on, why are we bringing in Vancouver? Let's just not even talk about it.
It's just the level that their search is at. It's absurd.
I think. Can we agree though? Like the level of search is reliant on Super doing the things that he's doing now to a certain extent. I'm not saying that's the only win condition they have, but like he's been popping takeover like for I don't want to say every map, but it seems like most of the map they play recently.
I said that at first, but it's been it's been over like a month and even at the major they figured it out a bit, their search, and they started to fry. I think they had a really good search at the major, and so like it's just continuously getting better. I think it's just at this point you just got to deal with it. Like it's just it's relying on him, but he consistently delivers. So we can't use that as a negative.
I don't know, boys. I'll be honest. If you've been watching Trakes recently,
Oh, he's
He's
balling.
been kind of also balling in S&D. The thing for the theoretical OpTic Miami matchup in S&D is actually really interesting because Miami
Chicks at a 1.2.
don't really like their Den S&D is probably their weakest one, although they did play it recently against Vancouver and beat them. OpTic are really good at Den, so you figure that's the one that goes out. OpTic don't play Colossus, S&D especially won't play against fucking Super. So then you leave an exposure rate Scar, which like low key, I really like Miami's ability in that set. So, I mean, yeah, Super carrying or not, I think you can make the argument, bro. You can make the argument.
Bro, the fact that Super's the sniper has a 1.4 and the most kills per round in search is he's actually crazy, dude. He's got number one first opening duel win.
Yeah, but Trace is also up there with a 0.82. That's what I'm saying.
Trace
like,
is balling. Yeah.
Don't. Yes, the thing with Super is like with the elite, say, snipers in CS, he is not only able to hold down lanes, he also holds down shotgun angles, and it makes it very difficult to play against him.
He's an op
because he readdresses with support and plays crazy stuff that's hard to clear.
He's like,
but I think also puts him. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he's like never quote unquote in a bad position. Like it just like he could be in a bad position, he'll make the best out of it. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like he's just sick.
And Ray, it's like counter... you can rely on it too, because like we played with Jay when he was hot with a sniper. Like for that whole 6 months period, you could just rely on him with a sniper in his hand. Like you just could.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's more like again, can we consistently rely on that kind of stuff all the time? That's basically more the point I'm trying to make. If they're all playing a double, they're playing now, they're a championship contending team without a doubt, without even questioning it twice.
You could say that for a lot of teams though.
And that's kind of my point. Let's put it this way: if Miami play OpTic and let's just say Hardpoint, for example, or even Overload, let's just take Search out of the question. Let's just talk about respawns. If these two teams go against each other and they play 100 maps right now, let's just say you split it like, I don't know, 65, 70 Hardpoints and then 30 Overloads. How many of those maps are Miami beating OpTic on?
Well, I think Miami wins.
The Den, Blackheart, and Scar, they're going to have
5%.
And exposure, like they're good at exposure. Yeah, probably 40%.
You think you think it's that close?
Yeah, because I think their Den is way better. Their Blackheart's way better. Their Scar is comparable. Like obviously OpTic's been a little bit better at, but Miami have good reps on it. And their Scar recently they've been winning. So I think it'd be decent. I mean, we probably have actual scrim data.
That'd be interesting to look at. Yeah, actually, that'd be a good point right here. That'd be a good.
I think the Overload's a bit of a mismatch. I think Miami's Overload's gotten better, but I still think OpTic is by far and away best team on that map. So I think that's where a lot of the loss. I think the hardpoint split is much more even than you guys think.
Chat, do you guys think Miami can't play OpTic in a good match? You think that they just get ran over?
No,
is that what people are saying?
I don't think we're saying, like, to me, I'm not necessarily I'm agreeing with you guys or chat. I think it's more, again, like if you look at the style and how they play the game, like I think just one is more conducive to consistency and creating an outcome that doesn't rely on getting all the kills in the world. Like I'm always like, and this is me speak. I'm thinking, like, just so everyone understands, I'm thinking this purely from a coach standpoint. Like if I am coaching a team and I am trying to manage my odds or understanding what's the most efficient way to do things and be conducive, you relying on getting a ton of kills, it just isn't in Call of Duty, bro. Like these guys, like all these players are good at shooting. Like it's Rancor against Dashy, like bro, like it's who would you think is going to win a gunfight consistently between those two? It's hard to tell. Like Rancor could easily have a good map, Brandon could easily have a good map. Like these guys go kind of head to head, bro. They're both shooters. Like I can't rely on a situation that's going to tell me like, okay, well, my guy needs to win all the gunfights in these positions because this is the way we hold things. Like, no, bro, I'd look at it more in terms of like team efficiency. And right now I would still argue that OpTic is far ahead in comparison to Miami in efficiency. And they don't need to rely on kind of the slaying aspect to give themselves a chance to win games. Obviously the slaying helps. If you like, if right now the way I see it is if OpTic outslays a team, they will never lose. That's the way I see it. Like just being blunt.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There are certain teams in the league, like we saw the Carolina situation. Obviously, there are certain teams where if they outslay, I don't know if they're going to win or not. Like Miami's been consistently outslaying and consistently winning with outslay, which obviously is great. That means they're being efficient within their kills, which is obviously they figured out how to play the game that way, which is great for them. Like they've been doing it against everyone in the league. Like OpTic's the only team to me that kind of clearly did not kind of go to where they wanted to go to in that sense so far, but. if again, I'm gonna repeat myself, but if Miami can show me that or show us and show the world, this is gonna strike every team. If they can win a series while they didn't outslay by a lot or just like even slaying, if they start winning series that way, now we're scared. Like now every team's looking at them in a sense of like fuck.
I hear what you're saying. That would definitely put them in like another tier, but at least right now, the main aspect of this Miami team is their S&D game, to be honest, and that's what's kind of separating them anyways from the Riyadhs and the LAs, because like Riyadh's respawn's been on par with them. Even that first hard point was like what 15-second difference. So yeah,
Right.
to me, it's the search that separates them. And like you said, if they can show us they can win without getting kills, then yeah, that would put them in a whole different discussion. But
Scary team, bro.
right now they're
and
already
again,
scary. They're already super scary, bro. It's like,
but here's the thing: is we're to see how the play-in plays out. Miami's likely to be the number 2 seed.
yes.
Who do they get from the play-in? Is it a FaZe? Is it a
Oh my god.
Gentlemates? They may get a weirdly enough the third and
What is it right now?
third seed, fourth seed might be a good draw. It's
Like,
don't
right
even
now,
try to make sense of it. Don't even try.
No, but like just like let's say right now it ended. It would be
Bro, you see
Falcons
these
playing Boston.
tiebreakers?
Yeah, I guess you don't know because of tiebreakers, right? No.
FaZe and Gentlemates haven't played each other yet, so
Yeah, so, like,
that's
if
part of
FaZe
this three-way
beat-
tiebreaker.
If FaZe beat Gentlemates and
They have a three-way. Then they have tiebreaker on both them and Carolina because they beat Carolina last weekend, so they'd be 7th. But they also have a tiebreaker in Toronto. So like this is what I'm saying. Like it's very FaZe win out. They can jump a lot of these teams. Other than G2, that's like the only team. And Falcons, they don't have tiebreakers on those teams.
all right, well, as you bring that up, let's talk about some of these teams. The next one we should jump into is LAT. They've lost to Riyadh, Miami, Vegas, and Texas. They have lost 5 straight S&Ds with only 1 making it to round 11. What the hell is wrong with LA? We're going to kick this off with watching a little VOD. This was the game 2 versus the Riyadh Falcons, and Riyadh have not been good at S&D. So we'll talk a little bit about this. This is a little retake situation here for the Thieves.
Can you back it up? Like because
Sure.
I think this starts like all this situation stems from like a little earlier.
I find this round
Like,
to
one
be
thing-
abhorrent.
One thing I'm adamant about, and like pause right here first off, just so I can kind of spill out my point. Like, I think if you're going to be successful on raid surge specifically, you need to be aggressive on defense. Like the way
Correct.
like the positions from Thieves right now is really good, bro. Like they have map control. They're forcing basically Falcons to play into a corner. Like they're like right now they're basically saying go plan B and we can just play for a retake, which to me isn't a bad way to go about it. Like you're giving
That's
yourself the best chance from this point. Like it's not easy to win defensive rounds. Like if I'm a team, I'm not expecting to win all my D rounds. Like it's more of an O map.
Yeah, make a plan, then maybe cut water stairs, and you can get one to have a number situation. But they leave.
Right.
They leave.
I don't know the number this season, but the retake percentage on this map, especially at A, is super low compared to last year.
Is it?
Past years,
Okay.
it's
Really?
it's very very low. Yes.
Well, then more to point for the like point of this clip. They're like if A is hard to retake, then why are we giving up A?
We're on all the way back. Yeah, I mean they're just worried about the B plan. I mean somebody just made a call. That's all that was. They were in a good spot, and then somebody made a call.
100%, right.
So, yeah.
But it's without. I mean, the info was that they probably like okay, they're not going A. They're probably planning. Let's just
For what it's worth, I don't have a I don't think that's ideal, but I don't have a huge problem with that. If somebody makes a call, people make calls and shit all the time in S&D.
Yeah, of course.
I have a problem with.
Yeah.
I have a huge problem with how they like approach this retake here. Obviously, when you get back, they still have tax and nades here. I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, they're gonna do this, right? Like you back them down, there's tons of nades, which they try.
We get info on 2 guys.
And I
We
know
have
it's gonna
info
sound
on-
like I'm
Okay.
bullying. It's gonna sound like I'm bullying, but like, yo, what's 8 doing, bro? What's y'all's boy doing, bro? That's all I'm asking. Maybe y'all could tell me what 8's got going on. It freezes here for some reason. But there you go. We have info on 2. We just use our stun nades to back them down. Paco just dips, and we get railed. To me, I just don't understand. I don't understand Thieves' approach to S&D right now. It's frustrating to watch, and I see it often.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
And in this round, we're just running in with bomb to ring. Like
I'm not sure what the thought process there was.
You want to give some context, Ray, to like this is a standard strat.
really-
You can get quick bombs down here, except this guy would have
Yeah.
bomb, like or this guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I mean, like Paco's play itself maybe isn't the worst in the world, but
Yeah.
he shouldn't have bomb doing that. Obviously, like realistically speaking, he's trying to move up. It looks like he's trying to make away to laundry, which is something we see teams do a lot of.
Yeah, But it's fine. You can bang this to laundry, but like we need to be somebody go plant or somebody push up with them.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do a strat here where like a Bees is optioning at some point to make a play middle depending on react, and Paco's getting into laundry, then someone with a fucking AR needs to have a bomb.
No, bro.
Like if you're trying to set this up, to get a blood either in a mid push or in laundry, like why is Paco at the bomb out of ring? That makes no sense.
Yeah, and it's also like I don't know if Scrap gets back down or something. Like I don't know he shoots. Yeah, I think he takes a couple bullets, so he backs down. But like, yeah. I mean, I don't know, bro. Like I honestly, I'm trying to make sense of what the plan was here. I actually don't know what the plan was. Legitimately, I don't know. Maybe they were trying to bait out like them trying to stop a quick plant, and Abizi was like trying to kill the guy that would maybe bang pillars. But either way, it's just horrible. Like there's just no world where like banging ring with the bombs by yourself with no help's gonna work. So this is the status of where LA's at in S&D, and until this gets fixed, they are not gonna have a chance to win an event.
Yeah, but S&D is like okay, so their search is atrociously bad, right? And Falcons S&D is also bad too, and we'll probably get to that at some point. The other problem is like, bro, their respawn, they're getting more kills now because Kit's, Neum rather is shooting a little better than Ken, especially in overloads. But like watching them play hardpoint, like, dude, it's the same as it was 3 months ago. Like they don't play efficient ball. Yeah, go ahead.
I got you something to back up your point here. Nah, bro. I just lightly looked at it, but hold on. It's one of the it's the team graph. Scrap is doing it all.
I know the graph. It's fucking bad.
All right, so yeah, we do have it for them. Goodness gracious, bro. All right, let's see. So where's BZ's purple? We got BZ. Scrap's basically Scrap is doing it all.
Can you share on the Discord?
Give me a second.
This is just look. I had a lot of concerns going into the year about this. As you know, and I had a lot of concerns about this team when it first formed.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, listen, talent, no question. Ken on the team or whatever, maybe Dan should have been there, whatever. It doesn't matter. They had enough talent to win. Okay, but I was worried about the pieces fitting together, the puzzle pieces fitting together, because I had seen some of these players' teams fall apart at the end of the season. Last year, Thieves absolutely shit the bed the last two events of the year. And I was just worried.
Yeah.
And they haven't gotten better at that aspect in 5 months. And you go back and you watch. I was watching Cap break down Aze's game plan in Hardpoint. And you go back and watch the decisions the players make when they split up. And it's so obvious that this SMG duo either doesn't understand how to play off each other, or they're just making the wrong decision off a spawn based on just an instinctual play style, or just like wanting to play one way as opposed to playing the way the other three teammates are playing. It's just the lack of cohesion that's fucking missing from this team.
I mean, yeah,
and the reason I was worried. Let me make one more the major point, which is I was worried the reason this is going to happen is that all of these guys were never the primary leader of any of the teams that they were on prior to this squad, right? Think about the teams that Abe and Paco and Ernie have been on. And a lot of those teams have been dominated generally by a more alpha personality. Look at Abe, right? They dropped Mike and they dropped Preston because they wanted Alec. And then when they didn't like Alec, right, they picked up Austin. And when they didn't like Austin, they picked up fucking Zach. And all those guys are generally the primary voice in that team. Ernie, had some primary voices in Jamie and Toby. Then you had fucking Ken for a while, and you had Dan. Like, look at all these situations. Paco had that with, like, say, Kiz, and Caesar is definitely a vocal player. But now those guys got to step up on this team. And I don't know if that's happening. It's hard to tell because we're not in the room, but that was my concern. And I haven't seen any direction towards it, at least externally.
Yeah, it's been a weird stage. They've had virtually no success against the good teams other than the Toronto match. And that was like, I don't know. I don't know if we're all the way there on Toronto yet either. Ray, what are your thoughts as well?
I'm trying to find the best way to put this. I think the general way of putting it, I think systemically they're dealing with kind of, I don't say ideology issues, but they're just like the pacing aspect thing to me, and the idea of playing the way the efficiency that OpTic is providing. Like if we're just taking OpTic as like the
gold standard,
the leading charge, the gold standard efficiency, I just don't think they're like, it doesn't even look like they're kind of like thinking that's the right way to play the game from just watching, like from an eye test standpoint.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're obviously trying to accomplish some of the things like that's that still probably is a talking point, but I'm assuming here, but it's just not transferring into actually happening.
Yeah.
They dude, with all the talent they have on this team,
So
bro,
much
it's
talent,
actually
yeah.
criminal to be having a discussion right now.
I know.
Like
it is criminal. It's
Listen,
so
they
fucking
should be
criminal.
blitzing people, bro. Like,
like in a way, it makes me uncomfortable to talk about this. Like I hate saying this. Like it's still again, coach in mind. Like it makes me uncomfortable to talk about them being in the situation they are now, where they're not finding success with the talent that this team have. Like it should be undeniably top 3 team.
Why does it make you uncomfortable? Because I think I know the answer, but
well, tell me what you think then.
Because we get to a point where it's like we can't. We with these guys, it's like, oh, it's not like someone's dropping a 0.7 or a 0.8. They fucking suck and they can't shoot back. It's like this usually is caused by things in the room that are so hard for us to see.
Yeah.
Because the team doesn't scrim their practice. We don't like, we can make assumptions, and a lot of it is based on how we've seen these players, perform in the past and their old teams and footage and their streams. But like, we're not in the room 100%, and we've all been around the scene for so long. It can only be a couple of reasons. We just don't know which one it is.
Dude,
and I think it's, again, like we talked about before, I think it's wrong for us to assume and like try and guess what it is. Like, it's, as much as it's fun to do that, I just think it's stupid to do that, because it's just, there's nothing.
Well,
it's your coach. It's your coach hat with that. I mean,
whatever it is, it's made a BZ play like a coward. Whatever they got going on in their camp, they have a BZ. He looks like a
playing
shell
like a fucking
of himself.
wuss in S&D. Search,
it's in everything. Like, he's just like kind of generally slow, but it's obviously that's the team thing. We've watched their hard point ad nauseum, talked about how they're not playing at the same pace as the top teams, but like, I don't know, man. Like a BZ as well. It's just something has him uncomfortable on this roster, and we won't know. We can speculate. We can speculate as much as we can, but yeah, like you said,
listen, all I'm gonna say is someone should make that chart for FaZe last year, and you're going to discover is the BZ slow and hard point thing has been going on for much longer than you think. But it wasn't the case in S&D, and now it's the case in Search. He's playing like a fucking cruddy, and I don't understand that either.
Can we just from an outside perspective, right? Again, like, we don't know what's going on internally. They're obviously have their ways of seeing how they should be doing things, and based on, again, this is more my opinion on things. I don't think they're that far off. Again, with a roster of this talent, I would never say they're that far off. Like you're, like Ant said, they're getting the kills. It's not like they're not getting kills. To me, they're just not able to transpire their skills into creating more like positive
just
opportunities
chaining them to get more spots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, make like just keep it simple, like making the best of their kills. They're not being efficient with their kills.
If Scrap and Hydra having a good day, like, y'all should be able to blitz teams. Like, that's just how it goes, and they're not able to do that right now.
And I think, to me, it's like it's a simple just mindset of like trying to do things a little more efficiently that could literally transform the way they see things. And like, I don't want to say shackle. Like, I don't even know how these players, like, that's annoying, bro. I wish we knew how these players felt about how things are going. Maybe their scrims are going extremely well, and then they're like, nothing's really going that bad because our scrims are going well, so we just need to transfer into the matches. Like, it's just so fucking hard to look from an outside perspective, bro. Like, I think personally, like from a hard point perspective, even probably from a control perspective, I just don't think they're being as fast as they need to be with their kills. That's the way I would put it from an outside perspective.
Basically, every single round we've watched, or every single VOD we've watched the Thieves, that's been the general issue. But like, it's also the S&D. Like, the S&D, let's not get it twisted. That's the main priority. Like, that's the number one
search
thing.
is horrific.
It is horrific. Like, and I don't even know how you address that. Like, unless you go get somebody to come into your camp and help you guys with S&D, but you have like arguably the greatest search player ever. Like, you got to think he's in the room, like trying to get them to play his brand.
There's two answers, and one of them you're not going to like. Answer one is these guys not up, and they put in the work ethic to try and work on that issue, or this team's got to crack, and then they just got to start from fucking zero. And that one's hard. You guys have probably been a part of teams where that happens. There's a lot that gets said in the room, and a lot of combos need to happen for that moment to happen. And then you start from zero and you can build something great. But like, I don't know if I trust them to do the number one path and not have to go to number two if they get fucking top 8 this event. It's a real tough combo.
How is a BZ and Hydra, a team with those guys, like in Search and Destroy, mid-round adjustments, like how are they not the best in the league at it? Both of them have been like insane at Search and Destroy for so long. It might be the single most perplexing thing in COD in years. Like, legit. Like both those guys have been so clutch, so good at search. I truly don't understand it. Also, this play by Sully was massive.
I hate how Thieves play this, by the way.
Well,
yeah, no, didn't we talk about this?
Like,
well,
talk about
Abizi chows it. Which wait, do you don't like Abizi like chowing this, or
back it up, back it up, back it up to where like literally off scrap.
I think chowing it's fine.
Like, pause it. Where's Riyadh spawning, and what does Riyadh have right now?
Yeah, I mean they're gonna be banging through dojo. You mean?
Okay, and what's the most important thing to hold on the P4?
Wait, so 6 pushes out. I see what you're saying.
Why is 6 playing front?
Hey, like,
we're literally
we're taking
space. We're taking space on the part of the map that we know they are not going in right away. Like even 4 wrapping back. Like let's make 4 useless. Like this makes no sense.
Did Abizi switch guns? Like I gotta do this shit myself, bro. Yeah, he switched
Ray's talked about this a lot. And I assume we're getting to a point where maybe some weird hardpoint spawns, and everybody's people just tweak about like a 10% thing. When to your point, Ray, just play the priorities. You can't fucking pick everything up. And who the fuck cares?
He's playing this right, by the way. This is
he's the last guy alive. We'll just fucking kill him, and then we'll go to situation.
Yeah.
Like he's literally last guy alive front. Like isn't that the best situation you can get into on this hill, where you're spawning in the back and you're spawning in the front, and they have to run through the front?
Wait, hold on. Are you, Dill, are you saying in chat that you think this is a robot play? I think Abizi should be playing this like this.
I think he's saying 6. I think he's talking about Niam going front is the robot play, because that's probably what they like.
So
they talk about taking space everywhere. But
so
it's,
remember,
again,
Ray,
like can I say something? I'll just say something to it. Yeah. Like Niam going where he went, if Thieves have ult and they're forcing Riyadh around, is a good play, because he's going to be the first line into where they're coming from. But we don't have ult, so like we know where the pressure's coming from.
Yeah,
we have to prioritize where the first point of pressure is, especially given the state of the game where they're going to play for back spawns, they go for hill. Like Thieves can't just play front here and expect to break the hill and just hold it. Like the Riyadh can't do that. So like they're going to play for the back, especially considering they have ult. So I don't know. It's just
I just wanted to point out. You remember the last clip where on the last episode we were going through? It was the same thing. They had one guy push all the way out front and another guy push all the way out mid. It's like this is with Thieves, and when we watch the hard point, it's going to be the same thing every time. It's like the help isn't there. We need to be focused where the pressure's coming from, bro. And they don't do that.
This play made Pat go on a rare 5-minute fucking absolute tirade about how bad this play was, which I've rarely seen from Pat in the last 18 months.
It's horrible.
Did he talk about Abe? Like he talked about Abe being there, right? Or
I think it was to your point, the point we were talking about on the flank, which is like once we all make these mistakes, like we got to play the front of this fucking hill and try to prioritize hill time so that we can get 3 or 4 dead and then push the fucking back and get the back spawns.
I mean, does Niam just not know that
after we make the mistake?
Listen.
Let's be honest. He doesn't know where they're coming from. He just doesn't know where they're coming from.
Go ahead, Ray.
The way to me is my opinion, and where I've transferred my way of coaching, is the original play is what's leading to everything else we do. Yeah. We could talk about ways to salvage this in 20 different ways. Like you guys were talking about, like have a guy like in the desk in the middle, like what's that called, computers, whatever, and then just giving up the back so they kind of get the back, and then we cover it, we play from the back. Like bro, we could talk about that's like so many hindsight different ways to think about this. To me, the first priority, the biggest mistake here is having a player push out front when the pressure is old. Like it's simple thought process. Like they're on old, they're going to push through old.
They're spawning
This is where the pressure. This is where the first pressure is coming from. If we eliminate the first pressure, then we know where the next push is coming from because we cleared the initial priority. They can be either mid or front.
I'm keeping a buck. Scrap should be fighting back here too. Like right now. Like,
well, back it up. Back it up to the start. Isn't Niam the first to spawn?
I'll tell you right now. So basically, the first two people.
Niam's second.
There we go.
Niam's second. So they're on, like here, they're on old. Like this is actually like they play the way they go from the start is fine. Like
let me run. I just want to see when they spawn. So Scrap gets a kill. He's back here. Scrap should be fighting this too, bro. Like their plan. This is the problem. Their plan is to have Niam push out front and Scrap get time. Like this is their plan.
That's what Dylan was saying about robot. Like that's their
then Dylan's right. Like, this is a robot play. Rehearsed, talk about robot play. Yeah.
It's more that like the sense of priority. Like again, like we talked about, like this, the play on Niam isn't a bad play if they're going front, but we know they're not going front here. We know they're spawning old and they're pushing through old. Like the pressure's going to come left.
The guy that should be in here should be Paco.
My second player off spawn is literally cutting ghost. And even if Neem gets a kill, it's not a good kill because if we lose the back, the player he's going to kill is going to spawn the back, which I'm pretty sure is what happens. I'm not crazy.
This is an insane. Just by the way, just context of the situation. 4 seconds left. Where they're spawning, where they're at. This is a fucking absurd mini map. I got to be honest.
Yeah, you would think that Thieves win this map for this mini map.
This is an absurd.
You think they have a shit in the
map.
bag? They get one wave of kills and it's 245 to 220 GGs. They're spawning front.
I'll only laugh at COD plays when they're legitimately funny, but this is legitimately funny. Like Scrap should be helping 7 here. Neem should, I mean, at worst, be in the hill, I guess. And then yeah, Hydra can spawn up and assist wherever he needs to. So yeah, this is or one of them could go into server here too. Like this is just bad on a lot of fronts. And Abizi's the only guy fighting, and he just gets fucked.
It pisses me. I mean, he gets one. Like technically he does his job per se. Like he's playing a one and done spot. But again, we should have more than one. Like bro, he gets like Neem gets a kill front too. Doesn't 4 spawn behind here? Doesn't 4 spawn in the back? I'm pretty sure because I'm pretty sure
rips Hydra here.
Yeah, Paco dies. So
what a play by MC.
Look at that.
but hold on. But we also talked about this. Once you've now again cascading mistakes. If you're Paco, you gotta be a harder kill here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I hate that
but listen,
I know
listen,
I hate it too, but like because it's
such a shit way to think about it.
This is the one time we can absolve.
It's what's required in that situation. Once it's like totally.
Yeah, let's talk about every potential decision every player can have made in their own individual position. Sure, brother. Like we can sit here all day and like
I hate it, right?
that's like hindsight Nancy shit, bro. Like,
we can absolve Hydra of the situation. He spawned into quite possibly the dumbest setup and play that his team could have made in the situation, and he said, "All right, fuck."
Was this the P3?
Look, Paco spawns here. What's he supposed to do? They're pressured through here.
It was this one.
He knows they're gonna come through. Like Paco's fine here. At this point, I mean, yeah, Scrap and Neem just trolled.
It's just
they trolled.
To me, there is to okay. Here's where I'm gonna put this. I feel like there is a way to play Call of Duty where if you make the proper decisions off your spawns, you play the correct lines, you will give yourself more fights that are outnumbering the other team for the important things. And I feel like right now Thieves are not doing that. That's the way that is to me, just from a coaching standpoint, from all my Call of knowledge and from what I've been watching this team play, skill is not a problem. They're getting kills, obviously. They're just not. They're not playing the positions that they should be playing consistently. It's not like they never do it. Again, we're going to be lying to ourselves if we say they never do it.
Yeah.
They're still obviously a competitive team. They could still easily go into the event and win. It's going to be hard to win with the way they're playing. They're probably not giving themselves the best chance at it. But if they all have pop-off moments, like in that same situation, just watch. If everyone gets a kill, then we're good because we all got kills.
Yeah. I mean, look.
No, but watch that. And you know what they also did in that map, right? Is Paco stair glitched. And from my understanding, I believe that they're fucking blacklisted now for this week. No one from the org has said anything, from what I know. I don't know if they will say anything. But now you have a week where, from my understanding, they're not going to be scrimming pro teams. A week going into this fucking event, like they're missing out on high tier practice. Not saying you can't make practice against, say, like Bush and Falcons Green and the FaZe Falcons like work and get good practice. But are these guys going to go hard against those players?
I don't know. I just want to address Pat's statement in chat too, because I said that last episode as well, Pat. I just worded it differently. I 100% agree with that. COD is like, you can try to make the right play every time, but it is about who can rebound the fastest each time. Because yeah, somebody's going to get gunned, somebody's going to make the wrong call out, somebody's going to react to the wrong call out, and you have to be able to salvage situations. So it's kind of a mini game of like who can salvage the most situations a game, while also trying to play the right way. The problem with Thieves is it's not just like they're slow to like salvage plays. They're like initially making like a horrible play. Like that play right there is like, you're going to lose that versus good teams 9 times out of 10. If Abizi's the only guy.
A chance.
Yeah, you're not giving yourself a chance.
But
like
the salvage, like again, and what Pat's saying, I agree. Like, yes, it's important to have salvageable skill sets, which in my opinion, these guys do have. Like, we can't say that these guys don't have this. Like, they're all some of the best players, quality players in the world. Like, they have that. But if, like Andrew said, if you're giving yourself such a bad situation to rebound from, it's like even the best players in the world playing against the other best players in the world are gonna have a hard time doing it.
Yeah, they're splitting hard.
3 of the players in this team won a combined 6 events last year. Yeah, and I'm double counting Scrap and fucking Paco, but that was 4 of the 6 events last year run by 3 of these guys. Like, bruh.
I know crazy. I brought it up earlier, but like Ben and Ray, are you guys not like absolutely at a loss for words at their search with the players they have, with a BZ and Hydra. I thought that they had a chance to be the best search team in the game. Like, I literally, coming into the year.
No, I'm not, because I foresaw this inevitable, what I think is
Ben's genius.
Like I think there's the chemistry again, I think it could be solved. I think, to my point earlier, either they're going to figure it out or they're going to crack like a fucking egg after this event. And I don't know if they've already had this convo. You guys are former pros. You know, every team, the circle says this convo. They're going to sit down in a room and say the things that they should have said to each other 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's what they
and
need
hopefully
to do.
Hopefully they start from zero after that fucking convo and actually get better.
Yeah.
Now, they may have already had that, and then in which case, you guys know, having the second and third time of that combo, it doesn't work as well as the first time. But yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. All right.
This might be another personal take. Someone in the chat, and you see this constantly everywhere, how they talk about how individual players have not looked good. To me, if as a team collectively you're not doing things in the most efficient, conducive way, you're going to give yourself a hard time looking good in terms of individual slang, individual numbers, because you're not promoting yourself to be in consistently good positions to get those numbers against other teams. That's the way I see things. So if you don't start playing the game in a way that's conducive, the way, like, an efficient way that is meant to be played, to where you're going to be in more bad situations than good ones, then yeah, of course your numbers are going to suffer.
Yeah.
And you're going to be in situations like, bro, again, it's not like they're playing shitters, bro. Like, we all agree that the parity of the league is probably the best it's ever been. Like, even looking down the line, bro,
three world champs. Like,
we're fucking about to have like a FaZe in Paris, like, potentially. Again, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but like, if things were to end right now, you'd have FaZe in Paris in a play-in, and then OpTic in Miami would have to play a FaZe in a Paris in the first rounds if those teams came out of it. And like, bro, these are fucking good teams. Like,
yeah, but the LA Thieves, this roster strikes no fear in anybody right now. I can promise you that. I'm telling you, bro.
I don't know if that,
with the way that they've been playing, no, they've lost to all the good teams have beat them, bro. They're looking at LA Thieves like chop chicken. They need a statement performance. They need to figure out their S&D. Telling you, bro, this team's gonna, until they figure out search, they're screwed. They're not close in S&D.
I don't think they're that far off.
I mean, they're hard. Wait, hold on. I don't even know if I can say they're
search. Agree. Search is
even
not
the HP
right
though. Like, bro, they're 1-6 in hardpoint against good teams, bro. It's like not. Like, I think their overall record's good.
I'm not saying they're there. I just don't think they're that far off. Like, to me, it's just a few mentalities that change.
Let's talk about Riyadh, Miami, even G2. I don't see them making plays like LA just made on the final P4. I just don't, bro.
And I'm not saying they're there now. And listen to me. I am not saying they're there now. I'm just saying they're not that far off.
All right, fair enough.
Like, I don't think
this 10 to 15% is like, can be very, very difficult. And this is what I was concerned about is just like, I think the issue is not even yet they're making bad in-game decisions, but I think some of it is driven by the fact that, I hate to say it, I think some of these guys just got to mature and grow up like fucking Brandon did a couple years ago. And they got to understand where they need to place themselves in the roles required in this team for them to actually have more efficient, I assume more efficient practice, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's tough.
That graph was.
I don't think they're that far off, Ray. But I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can get that last 15%.
Yeah, I do agree. Like, the hump they have to go over isn't necessarily the easiest to climb. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that phrasing. Yeah, I mean, like, if they figure out their search one, then yeah, they'll have a chance. But who knows if that's gonna happen before the major?
They ain't like a Boston or Vancouver where I have zero faith for them to figure it out with their current players. Like, they can't. It's just.
It would just be tough because the other teams are getting better fast. Like, Miami's getting better fast. Riyadh's getting better fast.
Who are their matches this week? I forget.
For who? Thieves?
Or Thieves?
They play
G2 and Gentlemates. Oh, man.
Yeah. These are good matches. Actually.
Yeah. These are great matches.
Actually, like, there's a lot of, like, we talked about the schedule when we talked about the standings, but the schedule this weekend is pretty fire. There's a lot of good matches this weekend.
Split up schedule. I gotta select all the teams.
Like, a lot. Like, Paris FaZe to start. I guess the next two that they're not so hot, but then Miami, Carolina will be big for standings.
Yeah.
FaZe obviously need to beat Cloud9.
OpTic,
Riyadh, OpTic. We'll get a sense of where Riyadh stands really in terms of like their progress, because I agree, Riyadh has been fucking on the uptrend real bad.
They're good, dude.
Thieves G2 will be a good match. Paris, LA, Miami, Boston, and OpTic in the Toronto last game. Like,
I can't wait for this match, bro.
Games.
This match right here to me is an absolute banger. like legit.
Yeah, we good. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is gonna be another laughing match. This might be ultimate disrespect. Miami Boston. That might be a tough one. All right, let's get to the last topic.
Boston might be auto out at that point too, which make even more of a laugh for fucking match.
All right, so the final topic. FaZe absolutely fried Carolina, and Twin went off. He may be the X Factor. Twin was piecing, bro, and he was moving like
the X Factor. Maybe the X Factor.
He might be the X Factor because Twin was moving. I'm talking, bro. There was one. I'm gonna pull it up. But after Lurks won that 1v4, there was nobody on earth that was killing with the way he was moving. Twin chopped the smoke in that 1v1 and won that gunfight. I said, oh yeah, okay, 04's having a day. And you know, going into that overload, I think he went off as well in that one. He had 31 and 24 with 3,400 damage with 3 goals. I mean, he was Saquon Barkley on the map. He desperately needed that, and it kind of reinforces the point that Ben was making on the last episode. Like, if 04 plays well, they blitz teams. And Carolina's been looking good. I mean, they even put up a good fight against OpTic in my mind, and FaZe came in here and dismantled them. Ben, you wanted to kick this one off? What were your thoughts on this and kind of 04's takeover?
I mean, we had seen FaZe scrim OpTic in the middle of the week, and Dylan Attach was spreading propaganda because 04 was cooking OpTic and then scrim that it was a Luca or Ray Al playing under 04's fucking other tag. I mean, that's just classic Dylan Attach rage bait. But I mean, listen, like the problem for FaZe is we know that they can do this. They did it a couple times during stage 1. The problem is this is the standard, and they haven't hit it as much as we would like for the squad. You know.
For the record, like, Ben, I'm with you now, 100%. 04 is straight up X Factor. Like,
bro, like I see the thought process with this team. Yeah. There are people on the internet that don't. I see what they're trying to do here. Abuja has not played good the last couple of matches, but they literally won the break off of the first hill and then literally didn't look back this entire series, other than when Lurks got that crazy one before. I just don't know how often they're just going to be able to execute it, especially like online and sometimes on lane. I just think they're just as built. Yeah, like. They're going to grind, but I just think they're always just going to be a fucking roller coaster of a team. Until I see otherwise.
Yeah, they might be that way.
What do you need? What do you need to see otherwise? Like just more consistency of this?
Yeah. Just a slow start. Every series is just like, look, not everybody's going to drop a 1-7 in every series, but the thing I like about saying OpTic is it's just like there's just a really nice slaying floor in every series they play, and it's like what FaZe sometimes is get on, and it's just 3v4 or 2v4, and it's like.
With the 04 playing at this, it's like Huke with OpTic, how he's playing. It's like if he can play like this consistently, which OpTic's getting out of Huke right now, bro, they're just frying people. Like, it was a whole different team with 04 popping off, bro. It really was. And I didn't like watching the game. It didn't look like it was anything wildly different. They had like a breakthrough. It's just he played well. It was just GG's.
One thing I liked about this series from FaZe, and Ray, I don't know if you agree, is I just feel like they played also way quicker against Carolina. Like
they were getting
kills,
every kill.
They were getting kills they wanted, but like we're starting to see efficiency. The gameplay I want to see, that they need to be like efficient, and that's like this is how they got in trouble against a team like Miami. They just don't know how to counter that pace. No, you hate that word, but it just is the standard, bro. You go and you look back at this VOD, and I know Carolina is an up and down team anyway, but like this just the standard they just need to get to more often as a team.
They had a good week of practice.
They did, yeah, and that's always going to lead into good matches typically. But I do agree in the sense of they definitely. It seemed to me like they in this match specifically. And I hope we do see this rolling forward because I'm obviously a FaZe fan of Booza and 04, my man's. I think we've seen them kind of reach the next step into playing the game in the way it meant to be played in terms of like just being efficient with your kills. Like they made the most out of almost every single kill they got in these maps. Like there was very few instances where they weren't taking space, they weren't doing the right things to control the parts of the map that matter, and playing to where the pressure's coming from in the right way. To me, it's like it was a very clinical game in that sense, especially in the hard point. If they keep doing that moving forward, bro, like sky's the limit. Again, like to me, that's like what's kind of annoying to me. And again, call me biased, or I mean maybe big on the things that I think are the right things to do, but I don't feel like there's a lot of teams in the league that are playing to that efficiency right now, which to me is like if I'm a team anywhere in the league, that's the point I'm trying to like make with my players. Like if we can start playing in this way, then we give ourselves a best avenue to win games. because nobody else, not nobody else, but very few other teams are doing this consistently. If
Yeah.
you find consistency in that and team play, and again, just doing the things that matter once you get your kills, then you're giving yourself the chance to win games.
100%. And you're going to just naturally, your stats going to be better as well. It's hand in hand.
100%.
But yeah, this was super clean from FaZe. Like, they hit the lab, bro. That's why I picked them coming into this series. I'm like, they hadn't played in a week. This is their first match in a week. They only had one match this weekend, I think. So it was a big week for them. So they got to use this momentum going forward. This rotation, the way they played this row was so good, bro. Like back it up a little more. Back it up a little more. Like when Draws gets 2 in the back. Yeah, they die in the back, and then they set this up. Yeah. It's beautiful. But look at Booza. Look at
Turns
Booza around and cuts it. Yeah, he's this is absolutely
this is
beautiful.
So clinical, bro. It's so clinical.
And then the zero hesitation out of Simp, Mr. Lair. Yeah. And then look at Twin. He's instantly on ass. Like this is how you gotta play hardpoint. Like, and then look at Twin, instantly back on ass, like pushing up. Like this is how you want to play hardpoint, and they're doing it well. Look at this pressure right here on Roto. But
they have nowhere to go.
At the same, they're finding kills here, and it's like it's working. And Booza gets 2.
And then back up the block, and then Draws backs up the block.
And every team's not doing this. This is perfect though, and it's all instant, bro. So yeah, if FaZe can do this, they'll be good.
I don't want to like this thing to me is like I feel like most teams have this in their bag. They're just not like seeing it consistently. Like it's like we've seen Thieves, even like what we like all the negative talk we've talked from Thieves. Like we've seen him pull this out and do this kind of stuff at times. They can't seem to be able to repeat it for whatever reason. Like it's certain players end up in different situations and they just don't see it the same way. And then like the whole flow, if your first player on spawn doesn't see a situation the way, like I don't want to say the right way to do it, but like if your first player on spawn doesn't play the proper line or direction off his spawn, then everyone else behind it is like stuck salvaging.
You know how it is though, right? From a player's perspective, it's like one, the decision has to be instant. If it's delayed by a second, the whole play gets thrown off. And then the second part of it is your gun also has to feel kind of hot, because if you're making those plays and then you're getting gunned, you're gonna second guess yourself and hesitate, and it's gonna throw you off the rest of the game. So it's like I think that's what's happening to teams, because we say it's so easy and you watch it's so easy, but you know, from a player's perspective, it's sometimes a bit different.
Yeah, it's obviously
it's
not.
a hard thing to do from start to finish of the game, giving yourself like an advantage and pressing it the whole time. Shit's gonna go wrong. But FaZe just did a real good job of dealing with all the small issues this game.
I mean, they had to listen candidly where they were because of their struggles over the course of 3 weeks. They had to win this series and win it decisively, because not only does it set them up to make sure they can get to a minimum 5 wins, but also in some crazy fucking tiebreakers that Carolina would be involved in, they would have an edge on it. Like they did what was required of them.
Yeah,
they probably should go 1-1 this week, and at minimum maybe 5 and 6. If not, if they win Gentlemates, they should beat C9. They can get 6 and 5, and 6 and 5 could actually get them. I think
yes, you had to play in. I'm
probably the 4th seed. Yeah, but the only team that they kind of have a sketchy no tiebreaker on in that situation would be Falcons, but everybody else they've beaten that would be in that mix.
What round?
I mean, if I'm any team, I'm just trying to avoid the play-in. Like the play-in is what you really don't want to be a part of.
The play-in is not what you want.
If you're anywhere top 6, it puts you in a spot where you're not playing the OpTic and you're not playing Miami in the first round either, which is obviously a good place to be. Like to give yourself the best chance.
What round's the 1v4? Do you guys remember? Is it this round?
It was like the 5-3 or the 5-0, I think. Yeah. They were about to win.
Yeah,
by the way, Lurks is super good.
Bro, I
mean, I hated their spring at him and not shooting our fucking gun.
I hate that shit. Bro.
I hate everything. I hate everything. I'm sure RJ and Crowder are fucking tweaking. Like, it's just,
bro.
That shit's crazy, bro.
Why do people? Why did this is?
Just put your gun down. Just hold the fucking setup,
bro. Like that's not even. Like, I don't mind them challenging, but like just make sure we're doing it together. Like just call waiting, and then I'm going, and then we just go, and then he has no chance.
All right, yo, like, can we talk about real quick though? Lurks is like when people say the word cracked, he's the pinnacle of that, bro. The way that this kid moves on the map, bro, he has a snapper. He's super fast. His movement is elite. Like, bro, he's a hard gunfight. So like
he is that SMG player. You guys know this happens every other year. He's that SMG player that people are keeping their eyes on because they have no idea how roster media is going to go down this year.
He's good.
But they're going to need eventually to pick up an SMG player who is not on a top team, and he may be number 1 on that list right now.
I wonder what his contract
watch how
is.
he's moving, bro.
This is true, actually. I didn't even.
this round when he gets left in this so Twin makes a huge play with the flank, by the way. Once again, I was watching this and I'm like, okay, 04's moving, he's having a series. Lurks right here, like there's nobody who's winning this gunfight against him the way he's moving, bro. Like, and 04's makes a huge play with the smoke. I just thought it was a fun 1v1, 2 guys with the hot hand, and Lurks gets sat down here. It's just like huge. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Can we I mean, you know this from me, but this is again coach mine. But can we all agree that the 1v4 is not? I mean, obviously Lurks got all the kills. Like, I'm not saying he didn't gun 4 people. Obviously he did, but it's literally all 1v1s.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's criminal out of FaZe, and they've had a couple of these fucking crumbles this year. Are they trying to get them all out like at the beginning of the year? Like, what's going on here?
If they were like 5-0 match count or record, I'd be like, I don't care. But they're like 3-5 coming into this match, so it's egregious. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
they've had a couple of egregious fucking getting clutched on already this year, though. And these are not like rookie players. These are guys that play a shitload of S&D, and they're making like, I know it didn't end up killing them in this, but like, it's just.
well,
bro,
Simp
so
had
many
no
other things they
chance.
could've
Simp
done.
had no chance. They didn't think that there was 3 mid. Droz turns around and just gets shit on. I mean, listen. Droz was gonna die if Lurks hit this corner on him anyway. Like,
no.
So then you're.
if you watch
I mean,
Lurks play,
I'm just saying, Droz can run away here. Like, he doesn't need.
he can't.
Exactly. Yes, he
You
can.
kidding me? Ant?
I mean, he can stay down, but he can't run away.
Yeah,
Bro, if he gets in the P2, this round's over. He gets in the P2, this round's over.
Literally, bro. He dies. Like, he has all day to run back.
I mean, you
here. What
guys are
about?
kind of overthinking it, bro. It's like, look, this guy, it's 04's fault. Twin had the hot hand this series, and look at Twin. Twin flies out. He just had the hot hand. He was shutting shit down.
But the Zach thing is whatever.
Y'all bugging,
at this
bro.
point, there's 2. Listen, at this point, there's 2 guys left. We're doing one of 2 things. Either we're not letting this guy retake this bomb and
Ben,
fucking get to the fuse,
I know.
or we're flying together and guaranteeing.
Ben, I know, but like Ray, I really need you to like channel your inner like when you were a player, and like in this spot, like please channel that for just a second. When they have these guys mid and it's a 3v4 and they kill this, Simp gets this kill, Droz is actively helping Simp. They kill 2 mid. They're thinking, oh, there's probably not another one mid, but damn, he gets traded. Droz's immediate thought is like, oh, he's gonna shoot me in the back. I gotta get down here. I'm channeling this. Droz is fine here. It's not that bad. This is what's egregious here. This one I can give you. I can give you. At the same time, he's got the hot hand. These last 2 are awful.
If you're Zach, why wouldn't you just continue to lay
Blaming
there,
Zach here, I think, is crazy, bro.
And you made me facepalm, bro. You teamed with me. What am I yelling if we have a 4v1?
I mean, it's all situational. You
Don't
might
give
say
him
get down.
anything.
I just might not listen to your
I'm
ass.
just saying. I'm just saying. Don't give him anything.
I think
Like, there's no point.
Yeah,
We're fucking well played.
I think y'all tripping, bro. I think, yeah. This is just a don't get shit on, bro. I think you guys are tripping, bro.
But that's what they did though, is they went to get shit on there's a lot of ways you can play that, but like I think
just
Ray's
saying
way
this.
is
There's
just
a
like,
line
is
with
the most
watching
guaranteed.
VOD where you have to
Whatever.
remember like being when you were a player as well. That's all I'm trying to say. And like this one, like I just remember being a player. If I'm Droz here, I'm like, what? I'm just turn around and kill this guy. Like, I'm not gonna run away and tuck up P2.
Here's the problem is
bitch ass. And I got 2 guys on bomb.
And I would love to give these guys the benefit of the doubt, but this is like they've gotten clutched on in a couple of bad fucking S&D rounds already this year, and we're in Major 2. These guys are already, and I hate to see it, and maybe they fix it, right? They get some fucking ice in the middle of the year, but they've already shown that sometimes in these situations, the fucking the brain fucking leaves your skull.
I hear you. This is just not the example. I don't think. This is like a
Jesus,
this is
you're pissing me off.
I'm a tip
They
Lurks
almost,
player.
bro, if 04 doesn't fucking
Whatever,
win that
let's move on.
1v1 against Lurks, it goes around.
So
11.
my thought is and also to the general
out
sentiment,
there.
of what Ray's saying.
We're gonna fucking streak in this round, too.
I actually like in my heart of hearts disagree with like Ray's approach anyway. There, like we have totally different philosophies on it. We should all be challenged together. If we can like get together and challenge, I'm not letting a guy run around and like make huge plays.
You have
like,
bomb planted. There's 35 seconds left. You have info on him being mid.
But as soon as Draza goes, let's chow him, then let's all fly at him.
Stop.
This is just a don't get shit on. Like I actually do believe that.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's get one of these.
That's the way I think of it, bro. Like, and he made a god play. I'm telling you, you gotta remember being in the game, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It's not like I'm challenging this guy for sure. There's nobody, no coach telling me I'm not challenging this guy. he's shooting at Draza. I'm flying out and challenging. I'm making the same play.
I think Ray's probably like from a win percentage standpoint, probably correct. That's the best play.
You guys are wrong.
But again,
you guys are wrong, bro.
But no, but if you're going to do number 2, to Dill's point, like we better be fucking doing it together, not giving them 3-1.
All right. Anyways,
like,
it's call-in time.
We're choosing to get shit on at that point. We're choosing to lose.
No, I'm not letting this fucking guy live. We're on his ass. Yo, join for the. Oh wait, we gotta join the stage. Join the stage, everybody.
Yeah, but.
Sorry guys, this is the theme for the stage. If you guys got questions, join up. Invite Ben to speak. Ray to speak. Hey, can you guys hear me? Yo.
Yeah.
That's the link for the call, and that's a new link by the way, guys. Wait, is that the wrong one? No, that's right.
Are your chats linked?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, our chats are linked. Yeah.
I see it now. Good.
Yeah. Let me. Can I finish my Philippine monologue real quick? Because we had this problem last time. Guys, when you join the stage, please make sure your mic's working. There's a feature in Discord that when you do it, you can hear how you sound. We've had multiple people join. Their mic's not working. Like test your mic, please, before you put your hand up.
Yeah.
So
Also, guys, with your questions when you join, the tone in the last couple episodes has been the greatest. I'd like you guys to come in with your question, concise, and ask the question off rip, so we don't have to go back and forth. But we're gonna try to rip through more questions here. So come in with your question ready. Let's get the standings up as we do this. That was a funny discussion though, Ray. But I truly am from the school of thought, like, chow this guy.
If you're gonna chow them together, that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as it's coordinated, it can work, obviously. But
yeah,
I still think you have info on the guy and you have planted the bomb and you know he's mid. He has nowhere to go. He's got to run through mid basically. He's not clutching around going on one side.
Again, it's all context. Like if this team was 5-0, blitzing teams, like winning all their S&Ds, it wouldn't be a huge problem.
Yeah, sure.
I'm telling you,
I don't think we will ever agree on that thought process.
Well, I did have a lot of search success in my career, I'd like to think, and that was the kind of the thought process I always had with search. All right, so let's get the first one in here. Let's do. I can't see his name, but
he's got to turn off stream mode.
Oh yeah, there we go, Mr. Frankie Mojo. Welcome, my brother.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good Frankie.
Afternoon. All right, I'll make it quick. I was going to brag about Venezuela winning, but I'll just keep that to myself.
Nah, I don't want to talk about it.
In what, basebal?
Yeah. Baseball.
Who did they beat?
I had a godlike prize pick.
Oh, they beat the US?
Aaron just cost me yesterday. I had a great prize pick slip yesterday. I had both TGL matches. I got a leg correct. I got a leg correct in the Real Madrid game. I got a leg correct in the SGA taco. And then Aaron Judge just had to get one RBI or hit or run, and he couldn't fucking do it for me yesterday. And I got universal.
I was in your chat. I would have told you, bro. You can't. He doesn't have the ice.
Aaron, he's just not icy, and it sucks, man. Because he's anyway.
All right, listen.
Right,
what's the question, Mojo?
All right. So I forget which episode it was. On the flank, you guys said, and obviously it's a different panel, I know, but that the Thieves would benefit from a change in the map pool. I guess the premise one. Do you guys agree with that?
Yes.
Ben, you were on that panel, right?
What, in relation to what? Search, hardpoint? What,
the current map pool right now. They need like a reset on things.
What's wrong with their map pool?
I mean, it could help. I don't really think it would hurt. Like a team that's not
about their overload.
Like typically, like just this is super general and not necessarily a Thief situation, but typically when there's new maps, it helps the teams that weren't good at the previous maps, right? Like it's as simple as that.
I mean,
yeah. So that's something that the panel agreed with pretty much entirely. So one, I wanted to ask, like, what specifically would create that shift in the Thieves? Would it be like, I don't know,
if their worst map gets removed?
SMG? Oh yeah, of course.
That's what you're saying?
That's part one. Like, what specifically would it be? Would it create more chemistry? Would it increase their pace? Would it give them more passion, maybe? Right. And part two, who else would benefit from a map pool change, and who would get worse?
I mean, it all depends on the map that gets removed. This is like a
no. I got a real answer.
How could you answer this? Go ahead. Let me hear.
I think no, because it's pretty obvious. The teams that are incredible hardpoint right now, who might get hurt is Falcons. OpTic, and Miami, teams that have really good bread and butter maps that nobody can beat them on. If one of those maps were to be removed, then they just went off the fucking board. And if they can't adapt to the new map, it suddenly really, really shrinks their hardpoint map pool. Everybody else who's kind of just middle of the road at hardpoint, like as long as it's not a map that they're 6-1 on, could potentially benefit, or they could hurt. But it could go either way.
I find that to be an unacceptable answer. Anybody's best map can get removed. This is not even like a.
Well,
it can hurt or benefit anybody.
With Skid Row. Look what happened to Toronto with Skid Row.
Well, they lost both of their best maps. They got unlucky. It was Skid Row and then what? Terminal.
Well, look at FaZe once Rio and 6-star and Vista got fucking added, and that really helped them.
But just like talking from the perspective of one team, like okay, yeah, if like Den got removed or whatever their worst map is for LA Thieves, if it got removed, then yeah, they would get better. Like, but we just don't know what map would get removed.
Pull Falcons. I'll give you an example for these top teams. Go to Falcons.
What type of this discussion's insane to me.
No, it's not that insane. I don't know why you think it's insane. Pull up Falcons right now.
I am more lenient towards Ant's thought process here.
Like what?
Again, no, I'm saying more. I'm on your side. Like this comes more from the specific map to the pool. Like why? Like how would it not?
Yes, it does depend on the map getting added. But let's say Blackheart gets removed. That's a bread and butter that people got to respect from a veto standpoint. And also one that Falcons doesn't lose a lot. They need to adapt to that good map.
Right, that's fair. We agree that if Blackheart was out, then the teams that are good at Blackheart would suffer, and then vice versa. If it was Colossus, the teams that are good at Colossus would suffer.
But it depends on what map. Like,
yeah, I know, but Falcons, OpTic, and Heretics have a pretty deep map pool. They're good at most of the maps.
And then it wouldn't hurt them as much.
Yeah.
Well, it's deep, but deep in different ways. Deep in different ways.
What do you mean? They got 3 good maps. Riyadh have 3 good maps, maybe 4. Really
confused.
I'm confused as the logic of this. Like, I don't even know. I don't even understand. Like, I understand the question, but it's like a non-starter for me because it's going to affect every team in different ways. And like,
I mean, we could have fun with it and be like, let's just say hypothetically that Colossus would be the map that would get out, but that would take too long. I don't want to take up too long.
Well, I mean, it is in the same light that we would go look at the statistics and just show which teams are playing it the most that are good at it.
Yeah.
Those would be the names that you would come.
At the same time, you guys have more access to those stats than I do. So
basically, in essence,
on Breaking Point.
Basically,
is
like,
all of it on Breaking Point?
Yeah, all of it.
You can see everybody's map win records on Breaking Point. Yeah,
Breaking Point's awesome.
There.
Yeah, I mean, if the team currently good at a map and the map gets taken out, that's a very obvious thing to talk about. But thank you for the question, Mo.
Appreciate the question.
All right, get attached next. Get that motherfucker in there.
We'll be talking about this topic, I think, a lot. Not in the next show, probably the show after next. Once we get back from the UK, this is going to be a super hot topic. My guess is that the league was smart. If I were the league, we would start talking about map pool changes at next Sunday. We wouldn't wait till
talking about it
after
now.
We should be talking about it now, but knowing them, they probably won't. At minimum, they should be talking about it next weekend, not wait till everybody gets back. I don't
they need to get
weeks.
rid of one of the maps that is played in all 3 modes. They need to get rid of that. Like, having 3 maps back to back like scar is terrible. Or like exposure. Like,
I mean, you can't, like, but it's tough because a map like Scar or a map like Exposure are good, at least in a couple of those modes. They got
Scar S&D is horrible. Same with Colossus S&D.
I know, but you still got to keep it in the other 2 modes. You
can have for 2, but having it in all 3, I think, is a problem, in my opinion. But anyways.
What up, Mark?
What up, Mark?
Hey, how we doing?
Doing good.
Good.
I see the hat.
Good. Yeah, you like that? Good. Yes, always. I think my question are more of like just looking at the league and just this year. I feel like there's been so much inconsistency between like matches, scrims, and you just hear like pros and stuff talking about mindset. Can we just appreciate like maybe from last year to this year, the consistency and work ethic of like OpTic being able to adapt to like the CDL matches and just practice in general over like just over a stage and peaking at the right time rather than, a lot of the inconsistency of matches. And it's hard to make, calls of like who's going to win, who's not going to win, performance, and how like the old guard of OpTic have kind of like, in a way, adapted to like practices and just matches in general in this new format.
No, it's typical, but what's your question?
Just like I guess the more is just a talking topic of how inconsistent the matches have been this year and scrims in general, and just being able to like understand the top teams in the league, and how OpTic almost have found a way to just be able to practice, have a good mindset, and perform through stages, and being able to peak at the right times. And it's just
I think I get
what do you think there's an easy answer to this. What do you think the difference has been outside of skill, obviously? What do you think has been the easy answers to why OpTic maybe had an easier time?
I just think they just have that old guard mentality of like, whether it's Karma or just Huke, of being able to keep that mindset through the year and just like on to the next practice, on to the next scrim, on to the next match, rather than, we have these, influx of new players coming in. They're getting thrown into these atmospheres and work environments of trying to keep up of, the day-to-day scrim and not knowing, what it takes to actually perform on a consistent level.
Yeah,
I think you're 30%. I think you're 30% of the way there. I think you got to understand. Yes, OpTic are very talented. Skill level wise, you're at the top and you're at the top. But at the end of the day, bro, they're the only team that didn't make a change.
Yeah,
they went this season understanding what everybody in the team needs to contribute for them to win. All these other teams spent probably 2 or 3 months in the beginning of this year trying to figure out what those roles and where everybody fits in that system. As we're trying to learn a new fucking game as well. OpTic had that head start already, and we've seen in past years how that fucking matters with good teams. It just, you skip so many steps off the rip because we're not having to spend time fucking working on that.
And remember, you're also watching OpTic scrim. You don't get to see the other team scrim, right? From their perspective and stuff. Right. So they could have an amazing process as well. I think I get what you're saying though. Like you're watching OpTic, you're like, they're doing all the things right and they're winning, but yeah, they're a very good team. Other teams are fighting to get there. Everybody's putting in work. There's different levels of work ethic, but
more the talking topic of like understanding, that mindset of, that day-to-day of grind and being able to perform at the top level as well and not peak too soon or,
well, there's no such thing as trying to fight to not peak too soon. You peak when you peak.
It's an impossible task. It's really
true.
But
I just feel like there's so much. Yeah.
Thank you for the question. We talked about OpTic a lot. You should go back, rewind the episode, and we did a whole breakdown of what OpTic's doing really, really well. But thank you for coming here and posing that. And we'll see you in next episodes, potentially.
All right. Take care.
And Joe made a good point. It's not like OpTic last year really struggled with this until they picked up Merc, and then it kind of all lined up. It's tough, bro. It's not. You make 2 team changes, and we're trying to learn a new game at the same time. Like, brother, think about fucking Heretics. They had that, plus they were late to scrim because of fucking visas. Like,
what's up, Joser?
Tricky, man.
Hello, can you hear me?
Joser's back.
What up, dude?
Hello.
He's a regular.
He is a regular.
I was just asking, for the Major 2, is it going to be the same amount of points allocated to whoever wins? Or since there's less teams, is there less points to go around? Or is it the same?
It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same bracket, right? Same thing.
Yeah, it's the same because the bottom 4 teams, like, bro, 8 through 9, 10, 11, and 12 always got 0 in the old format anyway. You have to win a match in order to get fucking points. So it's the same theoretical allocation.
Okay. That was it.
I mean, finish your thoughts. Sorry.
Appreciate you.
This is why, interestingly enough, this champs race could get. If this stage plays out the way I think it might, it may end up being kind of a low-key two-horse race for that 8 spot, because Falcons might get enough points to split that they're just not even worried about the change qual.
Chow said I was rude to who was it? Mark that came here. Was I rude to him? I thought I was nice to him.
No.
You weren't rude, but like I will say, guys,
way
like
more time of day.
Yeah,
guys, if you want to come in, like if you want to come in and debate a hot topic, that's fine. But like, don't be surprised if we like cut it short. Generally want people to come in here and ask like a good question. You know what I'm saying?
Mike Lowry said is facts, Ben. We have to think about not creating green wall villains. Like if they're on the edge, we can't be the one that pushes them over to become the rabid green wall.
I don't give a shit about that. What?
We're here to educate. I do. We're here to educate fans so they have an informed opinion. That's the point of the show.
What's if you care about that? Who gives a shit?
Education is a part. 100%.
That literally is. That's one of the pillars of the Codcast. So actually, like, trying to inform COD fans, legit. I mean that when I say that, chat. Core, what up, dude? What's your question?
Hey guys, how's it going? Just a real quick one, and you kind of talked about it not that long ago, but do you think for the viewership experience it would be better, and I'm pretty sure this did exist in previous titles, where you can't have a map you played 2 times, let alone 3 times in a row. Because
I love
at least
that.
for me, like I hate seeing a map being played twice in a row, let alone 3 times. I think
my fix is better. We just shouldn't have a map for all 3 modes.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree with you.
That'd be the only way to fix it.
Yeah.
That'd be the only way to fix it.
Yeah.
I would love that. The best way to do that though is to have more than 5 maps in every game mode in the pool.
Of course.
Go to
Yeah,
7.
Of course. Ideal
and
world.
then that should naturally fix itself. And also then if a team is presented by the awkwardness of that option, have other fallbacks so they can go on a map to rely on. Say if your team B, you can't pick fucking first map.
Dude, some of these teams that are like 2-3 map merchants wouldn't be able to survive. Imagine they had to play Black Ops 3, Ray. We've had, what do we have? 4 game modes, 5-6 maps in all the game modes, 4 game modes, bruh. This is different, man.
I remember. COD 4 wasn't COD 4 when it first came. Like the first year of COD 4 had like 8 or 9 competitive maps. We were playing. Obviously, this game battles. It wasn't like MLG shit, but we were playing a ton of maps, bro.
Yeah, we were.
Do you know how much
Black Ops 3 was crazy.
How much MW3 saw triple invasion in the beginning of the year?
Yeah,
or double terminal off the rip. Oh
yeah, some of these latest COD games, it's it's Mickey Mouse. It's Mickey Mouse metas, Mickey Mouse meta and map pools. I'll be honest, it really has been like that. I mean, you're spot on, bro. And I know people don't really like watching 3 maps in a row either, so it has to be addressed. I think they're aware of it, so hopefully it does.
I think they're aware, but I do think the league. I've always thought the way the league approaches the veto process. And the map pool is like the fucking conclave that like elects the Pope. I don't understand why it's so much smoke and mirrors and so much bullshit and so much spin and not like a more transparent process. It's actually annoyed me for almost the entire length of the CDL.
Like we had maps back in the day that was like nobody wanted to play at all. Like what was it? Hunted S&D? Was that the one with the water? And was it called Hunted, chat? Or like Yemen Hardpoint and BO2? Like we had maps that weren't exactly preferred, but it was cool because like when it finally made it through, it's like holy shit, they're playing this. Like we need to have just more options, in my opinion, bro. Way more.
I mean, Joe, I agree, but that's to me, that's the way that improves is more synergy between the CDL and the studios, a more look ahead process in how we approach the map pool. I know it's a give and take. I know always a developer per year is not gonna always play game, but the CDL needs to do a better job of utilizing all political capital they have to get ahead of that process. To me, at times, it feels like they don't do that.
Here, let me ask you this, Ray. Like, I'm thinking about it in my head. Like in BO3, we had a bunch of maps, right? Like if we had like 3 additional search maps right now, right? Just for argument's sake, let's say we had like Saki, Utopia, and another map. It like then makes it so like Colossus isn't that bad. It's like a change of pace. You get it in a series, like a Colossus search. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like different metas. It's like, oh, sniper super good here, close quarters. Like I think if we just have more maps, it fixes this problem for sure. Like
it also forces teams to be better on a lot of different stuff, which makes it more difficult to be consistent across the board in terms of map set. Like every team's gonna have kind of their strengths, weaknesses, and
it doesn't have to be like, oh, Colossus is a perfect search map. It's like, okay, or Scar's a perfect search map. It's like, okay, this map favors offense at A-bomb. We can get it down easy, but we just don't get it as often. Like it makes it better.
I think in a sense, though, I think some of the players would have problems with this, though, because again, like even with how the weapon meta has been in the last couple of years, like they like things to be, I don't want to say simple, but diversity isn't like the forefront of what people are looking for.
That's a problem, right?
And respectfully, fuck
that. It is.
That's such a problem, dude. We had maps where you could.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just more so bringing that up in the sense that like there'll probably be pushback there, but I'm not agreeing with the pushback.
We can move on. I could talk about this topic.
I just want to say the last part of it is like, it's actually so sad to hear that, just because like when we were playing, dude, it was having all those different map stuff was just so fun. Like it really was, bro. Like, damn, we're about to have 100. Like, all right, we got to get into our bag here. Like, it was so, this is a different era, COD, bro. Pat might be on some of this plumber era. All right, what up, Dill?
Come on.
Dude, it was though, bro. Like we had so much variety, so many weapons.
No one's laughing.
To expand on the plumber era is not, I mean, because Pat is 100% right. The thing is, the plumber era is not the players. The plumber eras is the games and how the capabilities of those games. If you take Crim, Scump, Clay, fucking all the good players from back then, and they're 21, 22 years old now, they would still compete at a top level.
Oh yeah.
If you take Shotzi, Hydra, and all them, and they go back to that era, they would still compete at a top level.
Yeah.
But Call of Duty has also gotten easier to shoot. We can all agree.
Yeah, we agree.
Dynamic game assist in MW19, it's gotten easier to shoot and easier to move. You play on PC, better frames, better graphics. So it's not really a player plumber era. It's definitely a game plumber era because the games are easier, more noob friendly, casual friendly.
But Dill, the players definitely force the game to be like more bare bones than it needs to be too. Like
correct.
A little bit, but I don't think.
No, 100%.
No, it's not a little bit.
100% it does, and the CDL lets it happen because they don't want to. They're put in a tough position.
But what's something that the players do that makes it that much more plumber era nowadays?
Because they don't
getting rid of every gun besides one AR, one SMG, like Abster said in the chat.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that, but I don't think that's that much of like a difference. Just the overall game.
It's a huge difference.
How it is created.
Their problem is like they just don't have a long-term view on fucking anything with regards to these games. They get smoked by a stat gun in one fucking map on a terminal hardpoint. It's like we need to ban this shit for fucking forever. Like they don't have a all-in conversation about, yes, a game just launched and there are bugs, there are broken things, and the developer needs to fix things. And the games come out in November and people go on fucking holiday. They're not gonna be able to fix things till they get back before fucking Christmas, and then they're on holiday for 2 or 3 weeks, and then there's like they don't understand or account for that. Let's finish my thought. They don't account for that process, and everything is just about a permanent destruction of the map set and the map pool and the guns, and not like, can we find a way to deal with the temporary fucking inconvenience and have a much better longer term fucking season?
Yeah, what's the problem of adding a new map
every year?
Right after stage 1, we should add a new map.
There should be more maps for sure. Like
instantly.
100% should be more maps to play.
Well, okay. Zin said maps are way bigger. I think you guys are missing the point. What we were just talking about is that there needs to be more variety in COD, and the players definitely have a hand in there not being as much variety. No matter how much you want to say they do or not, they definitely do.
Well,
and it's been a problem
because the CDL says we need 5 hardpoints, 5 S&Ds, 3 map 3s, which is overload in this game. So like, I don't even think if the players wanted to have more maps, they actually could, because the CDL would say there's 5.
The problem is that it changes. Okay. It changes the criteria, and the process changes every year. There is no consistency. There is no committee. There is no room where everybody's having a NDA, if needed to, discussion about these things. So there's a collaborative process on ensuring the best map pool, ensuring that the studio showcases their new maps because they have their own agenda. They want to push.
That's what they used
to do. They want to push
DLC.
They need to push monetization. Like nobody is singing and having these rooms. That's why I said it's like the fucking conclave. Elects the Pope. It's like all these smoke and mirror back.
Zin said CDL won't let them
wants to talk or take responsibility.
Replace Colossus or Blackheart. Okay, so then replace a different map. They told you what you need to do. So then do it. Replace Exposure to Scar. It's in all 3 modes.
Should be easy. Just swap out other maps.
Like you're arguing on behalf of like the pros, but at the same time they gave them the option to change maps and get a new meta. Change one of the maps then.
Well, did they give him an option? Like I don't know what.
I don't know. That's what Zin just said. Apparently, he's more informed than me.
Dill, we've had a split of 6 weeks. Do you think that the players in the league have sat here the last 6 weeks on their free time to figure out potentially 2 or 3 maps that should come in this stage? I think it's going to be a sprint process that happens after fucking next week.
It's going to be just like right away, right after Major 2 ends.
No, Zin, I don't think a map should be in all 3 modes. There shouldn't be a map in all 3 modes.
Yeah, bro, I'm sorry. That's unacceptable. I'm sorry. We after we complained and bitch after the first fucking stage, if we just wasted another 6 or 8 weeks, what in the absolute fuck are we doing here? I'm sorry to curse. I'm sorry to raise my voice. It's just insanity. It's insane. Does no one else see how ridiculous this whole situation is? Like, am I going crazy?
No, you're not going crazy. I agree with you. I've just talked about this for so long.
Everyone agrees that we need to watch and play new maps. Everyone is tired of the same 5 maps for what is it now? The 4th or 5th month of the game.
We need to generate more momentum. We need new metas, bro. Something. Yeah. So we're all on the same page.
I just think the main issue is that I assume the problem is this, right? Let's harsh truths. The problem is that dealing with the studio is fucking politics. They have certain things that they want or to put in the game or they don't want in the game, and you've got to navigate that. We've had issues in past years where there are good maps, and for legal reasons, aka they replicated the actual fucking places, it made it difficult for those maps to come into the map pool, right? We saw that with the racetrack map because it was like the Singapore GP circuit. I think at one point there was an issue with the hotel, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a real hotel in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Like they've created some legal situations that have been very difficult. And I think that political problem is why at the times the CDL can't take more ownership of the process. But then just like create a committee that everybody sits at a fucking table and talks this through instead of this smoke and mirrors thing where the studio's communicating through people at the CDL who have their own, like the whole process seems like a farce to me. And the fact that people, like, I feel like I'm the only person on planet Earth that's calling it a farce is crazy. That's the part that makes me think that I'm insane.
Nah, you're cooking. You're cooking. Wait, can I ask my question?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I was seeing different like comparisons about different aspects of life, and they look kind of similar. So I just want to get you guys' take. This question is for Benjay, but Ray and you guys can chime in as well. Okay. So we know how we've seen players that were really good online and then go to LAN and just flop.
Yeah.
Like this, it's too big of a stage. Lights were too bright, too much pressure.
Yeah.
We all seen that, right? Ray, we've seen that?
If you're associating the Carolina situation, I'm assuming is what you're talking about.
Well, just like, no, it's not just them in specific, but yes, but like also like players, like individual players.
Yes.
Like just throughout the years. It could be like Blastful back in the day, like whoever else.
Yeah, sure.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up, and sure.
So I was also like watching the WBC last night, and I realized like Aaron Judge is only good in the regular season, but when it comes to any high pressure situation, the playoffs, the World Series, the WBC, he can't get a hit. And I just want to know, like, why do you think that is? Like, is that just a different sport thing, or is like a mental thing that also can happen to like COD players? Because we've seen it happen to COD players, Aaron Judge. Like, how do you get over that hump? If you like, would you guys say?
Good question.
I don't know, but maybe go look at Aaron Judge's stats last season. The
regular season stats, yeah, we can look.
No, postseason where he was the only fucking person on his team that showed up last year for the Yankees in the postseason. I know he didn't necessarily do it in previous years, but last year was the one year where he got fucking costed. And yeah, he sucked ass yesterday, but only anyone other than Bryce Harper couldn't also get a fucking hit yesterday. But we're gonna save that energy for Bollywood Jr. and Schwarber and the lineup decisions.
Yeah,
I hear you.
All right, I'll push this along. Yo, Dill, thank you for coming in, man. That was a good conversation.
It's not over yet, though.
Bro, we're not gonna talk about Aaron Judge. We're 2 hours into this. We gotta go on. Dude.
That's crazy.
But Dill, you can hang out here if you want for the rest of the call-ins. More than welcome to chill. Wise man, what up, dude?
I enjoy watching you guys do your thing. Keep cooking.
Bro. Appreciate it. Dill's a great guy. We love that guy.
To a certain extent, he was like correlating the baseball thing to the COD thing. It's not like he was purely talking about it. I mean, Aaron Judge maybe a little too far, but is it fair to say? Like, I'm trying to think back in the day, like it's harder to single out players that struggle on LAN a lot because there's just not a lot of LANs back in the day, right?
And they'll play like one match if they struggle now, like 1 or 2 matches, and you're like, oh, okay.
Like it's hard. I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint.
I think that can improve. And I said this probably a couple episodes ago. I think that can improve if Activision starts to realize, we have our vendor has a studio in Columbus now that's got space to run even mini LANs. Maybe we should have less online matches and use that studio and do more LAN.
When Ben starts doing this, I know it's going to be so condescending. All right, yo, the fourth Wiseman. What's up, man?
Yo, what's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, brother? Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. So first, apologies if you guys have kind of talked on this. I haven't
You're good.
been watching the whole episode or even a lot of previous episodes, but my question is more around practice. When you see like OpTic do these scrims, you kind of get like a generalization of what they might be working on. Most of the time it's like as a team. My question is, how intentional do you think these teams are with their practice when they go into a scrim? And do you think that they also work on like individual practice, like let's say
like watching your own VOD?
Watching your own VOD and going in and saying, I'm going to specifically work on this thing. And then I guess the follow-up would be, how important do you think that is? And do you think some of these teams maybe don't do that and could benefit from it?
Ray,
I mean, first off,
this one, Ray?
I can take this one. Like the last part of it, like it's literally impossible for us from the outside to really know. Like, but like OpTic's showing their scrims, but obviously they have a process outside of scrims as well that they're probably not showing. What I will say to this is that there's not really like one single rule to go about this. Like each teams has their own flavors on how much they like to focus on VOD, how much they'll go about talking about individuality. Like there's so much more to it than what you see. And I would say, like, personally speaking, I think every coach in the league has an element of their recipe that they have found success in that they kind of stick to. Like Ben, you can maybe speak to this specifically, but I've heard FaZe do basically an hour of VOD before each of their scrims. True or false?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
maybe not consistently, but like for the most part.
I think they we've talked about this before. Like I think the approach is like you can't work on everything in a given day. So let's going into the scrim try and pick the thing that we're gonna make sure we focus on today, because if we can improve that and then improve the next thing the next day, suddenly you've used.
You're good. I was more asking for that. Like this, so what Ben just kind of put the light is like their ideology on their process is that teams like most teams will kind of look in the same way, but every team has kind of their own appeal and flavor to it, and every team's dealing with different issues as well, like the issues and what they go through. Like if the panel here believes that Thieves' biggest issue is search, which obviously statistically how they've been playing search has pretty much been a glaring issue, then their process right now is probably more trying to solve that, and their thought process and figuring out how to do that. Like is that like their VOD is probably more reliant on search when they go through their search practice, which most teams play a best of whatever 11 or 9 to second set, which has search. That's probably where most of their discussions are happening right now, is to cater to those issues. I think that answers your question. I think there's one more part to your question. You asked about like what players do individually, I think, right?
Yeah, just because like, you know, when I'm watching and like I said, I can see right when a team is struggling at a certain thing, and I know like I understand, yeah, they're probably focusing on that, and maybe their practice as a team is intentionally that, but I don't know, like if you feel like most players, or do you feel like maybe the better players focus a lot more internally on their own?
Well, you got to remember, there's varying levels of motivation, and like it's really player. You could be doing a VOD meeting, and you know a kid could not be paying attention, right? So it's like it all comes down to what everybody wants to put in. I mean, everybody's for the most part. You know, these teams are going to their facility, they're watching VOD, they got a coaching staff, they're grinding. There's a ton of stuff you can do outside of that as well. Just playing, whether it's playing search chows, watching your own stuff, taking a peek at it again. I'm actually curious how many players watch their own perspective, like their own VOD.
Most.
Do they?
Most do, in my opinion.
Because I would say you probably have to do that in today's day and age to like really improve.
Like the way I think of this, and it's kind of the same when we used to play. Like obviously it's a lot more now because obviously these players are being paid to do it full time. But the amount you put in comparatively to other players in the league will have an impact on your success.
Yeah. Like
if I'm as an individual struggling in certain facets of the game and I'm not doing everything I can to get myself to get through that point, like as an individual and obviously as a team as well. But if you're not doing what you got to do as a player, then you're not going to be successful. And this goes for anything that relies on like that affects your performance, whether it's sleeping, eating properly, giving yourself the like finding the right like balance between your like competing / working, and then also giving yourself time to like relax and think of things that are not just COD, so that your mental health's good going through it. Like all of these things are recipes for success for all these players, and they affect players in different ways. Like there's not really a one way best way for everyone.
Yeah, everybody's got to find their process. That's what we mean by experience.
A lot of the great players, when they know they're stuck in that mud, they're going to do a good job asking for help, and then subsequently the coaching staff needs to be there to help them get out of that area. That's why I think some of the best teams we see in the league, I think they're good coaches. They're also really good CEOs of their program, and they're able to see or plan or think ahead far enough to account for some of these up and downs and be ready to step in and help people when they're at their lowest.
Thank you for the question, wise man. You're a little bit wiser now. Peace. All right, this is the final question, guys. J-Dogs 2000. That was a dad joke. Hey, my son's coming in a couple months.
Get ready. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, what's good?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Nice to see you guys again. Sorry, I got into the show really late, so I don't know if you guys talked about this. But G2 is the most up and down team I feel like I've ever seen. Like they look godlike one day, and the next day they look like they forgot what they're doing.
Wait, who did you say? Sorry, I missed it. Who?
Minnesota.
Oh, G2. Yeah, they are.
And I love all their players. Like, is there something that they can do like on land to be like, okay, like let's guarantee at least we beat the bottom teams?
Every team can't be the best, bro. They're just a good team.
Yeah. No, I get that. But like, let's be honest, like they're better than Carolina on average. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, is there a way to like confirm that? Because I feel like if they were to play Carolina tomorrow, I feel like they might get beat.
Yeah, look at their shit. 0-3-3-0, 0-3-3-1. Yeah, they're just a good team, right? It's like, I mean, for them, Also, I think with G2, it could be a map thing as well. Like the Carolina series I went into, and I was like breaking down why the maps ended up the way they are. Carolina's like the one team that hates Colossus but likes Blackheart. And so when they went into the series, like if you're G2, they got rid of Blackheart, and then Carolina got rid of Colossus, which is like the one series where there's not going to be either of those maps. So that also kind of hurt them like coming into it. So that's just kind of a bad matchup for G2.
There's a lot, like what I would answer is there's a lot of good teams. One, like there's not a lot of great teams, but there's a lot of good teams that can battle within each other. And the map pool, like Ant saying, comes into perspective. But as well, like how much? So here's I would assess this from a coaching / GM standpoint. How much better do you think G2 is to Carolina? Like if you had to like rate them, like if you were to go down the line and rate all the teams in the league, let's say OpTic is the best team at 100%, and we were to say like C9 right now being the worst team at like let's say 10%, where would you put Carolina and G2 on that spectrum?
I think G2 is slightly ahead.
Are you asking us? Or are you asking him?
Yeah, I'm asking everyone. I'm asking everyone.
Yeah,
I think
G2's
it's really just search diff.
G2's better than Carolina Royal Ravens just because of they have the ability to actually make. They've shown us they can make a run, and they've shown us on land. So like,
you guys are not answering my question. By how much?
Not that much, because G2. Think about the G2. I think G2's AR duo is super inconsistent. Where would you rank them 1 through 12? It's gonna be a fucking bottom, right?
I don't know I can't answer by how much. It's close, bro. It's probably they're in the
you
same.
all that up, it's some pretty small gap.
They're in the same tier. G2's just at the top of it, and Carolina's bottom of that tier, B tier.
I put Carolina at like the 8th spot and like G2 at like the 6th spot.
I mean, there's just no point to talk about. I don't.
It's a tough combo because Carolina also is likely going to have to fucking like. There's a chance that Carolina's losing the play. Like they're going to have back-to-back LAN events. And we're going to have
all these teams are similar, man. They're all like they can all beat each other, bro. Like it's just how it is right now. We've seen it over weeks. Like it's. I would personally, like to think G2's better just because we've seen them on LAN, perform. We haven't seen Carolina. That's the one thing, but. Yeah, I mean, Carolina obviously beat them 3-0, so you got to give them their credit.
Do they just need consistency? It's actually sad.
It's gonna take a while for this team to get consistent. I think there's just a really inconsistent stage. Let's see what happens next stage with the minor, the online qualifiers, and the pro-am.
Wait, is the minor before the actual qualifier? Or was that?
It's in the middle of the qualifier, I think, right?
Typically is.
It's like 1 or 2 weeks, and then the minor, and then the rest of the qualifier, right?
Let's see.
That should be fun.
Yeah, that's right in the middle. April 24th to 26th that weekend, and then we got another one in June as well in Major 4. But thank you for the question,
the seeding for the minor is probably also determined based on what's happening up until Major 2, right? Like Major 2 will probably determine seedings for the major.
Probably
Stage 3 minor.
Yeah.
So that's also another like big thing for these like play matches. Giving yourself a chance at more points at the LAN is like massive for
What's
that.
the prize pool in the minor tournament? Is there a prize pool?
It's like last year it was like winning only. You got like 10 for winning. That was it.
Oh, that's kind of lit, actually.
And it was like 30 points first, 20 points second, and then 3-4 got 10 points in terms of like CDL points. Nobody else got anything.
All right, well, yo, thank you guys for tuning in today. Awesome episode. Got through a lot of topics.
Yep.
I said I'd keep it under 3 hours. We're 2 hours and 20. I made do on my promise.
Improvement.
But yeah, you guys have a good week. Leave a like on the video. Ray and Ben, thank you once again for a fantastic episode. Always fun chatting with you boys.
Always a good time.
Absolutely. W episode. Alrighty.
Much love, chat. Appreciate you guys watching.
Oh yeah. Chat, you guys are real ones, bro. Today was fun. Every day is fun. The last few Codcasts have been electric.
I love when we watch VOD.
I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah, VOD is a lot of fun.
I love when we watch VOD, bro. It's so funny.
So there's some good
like as much as that was comedy, bro.
As much as there's like agreement on how to play, like there's little disagreements on the approach. But man, there was some bad mini maps last weekend. Bro.
Oh yeah,
I mean, there's always with how fast the games are, though. There are always going to be some. Like it's like. I think you can't really circumvent the idea of a team playing no team can play perfect all the time. Like that's just the way it is.
I just wonder, this one's hard to tell. I just wonder if like some of the gap is like Ray, like every team's got like kind of our 5-6 rules, and like is the gap sometimes with these teams just like executing those rules in game, because like it's so fast, but we're just not falling back on your point. We have fucking 3 dead, fly the last guy.
We keep talking about it. It's just you got to be instant, bro. The FaZe was a good example.
Yeah. It has to be fast. It has to be communicated in the best way so that when you are going about it, you're not just giving up your life for free.
Yeah.
Like you're actually like working together to get the last guy out clean.
Yeah, what Damon's saying is facts. And I think like Damon's team last year had a bit of an issue with that. We saw how many fucking like Skyline was a bang out map, but the amount of Skylines that fucking OpTic threw in the last rotation last year with both Caesar and with fucking AG. Or actually not with AG, with fucking with AG last year was just fucking criminal.
You just can't be doing different shit, bro. Like the Thieves one, like they just split. It's like just Abe, he's getting overwhelmed. Like that's.
But that's to me, like what we just talked about with like I don't want to say rules, but like the ideology is that here we know where the pressures come from. We play to that pressure.
Yeah.
Like they're on old. Like the thumb rule for that P4 to P5 rotation or P3 to P4 should always be
old
do
dragon.
We have old, yes or no. Like we have old, yes or no. If we have old, then we're good because we know they're going around. They're not going front. We know they're not going to play through the left because we force them to not go left because we have old.
Yeah.
We have info on the fact they're not going there. So now we can play at the front and middle pressure. If we don't have old, then they're spawning literally old. They're spawning white. We know where they're going to be. If they want to wrap around and go front, it's going to take them for fucking years to do it.
You know what?
And even if they do it, they're not going to do it collectively as a team. Like it's just that is such a simple like just mentality to have, and you could argue that like P3 and P4 on Colossus the same way.
You know what it is?
There's
Ray?
so many hills in this game that are that way.
You know what it is, Ray? I'm not going to say I guarantee this. This is purely speculation. But it's one of those things where they're preaching in their practice and in their VOD, yo, when we have control, push out. When we have control, push out. And I think they're just like trying to preemptively get Neum pushed out aggressive, like in his head. He's like, okay, let me do that. Scrap's like, let me get time. Like, I think that's what they're trying to get to instead of the team idea of they're coming off old. Like everything that you just said, they're like semi-recognizing, but they're trying to like get into the next step after that. You know what I mean?
Correct. You're skipping steps. You're skipping steps.
They're skipping steps.
But they also have a problem.
So forcing the ideal.
It's extension of. I was saying that Cap, I don't know if Cap's still here, but Cap was, when I was watching him break down the fucking series, like how many fill the lane mistakes that Thieves make off of fucking spawn and hardpoint in particular. Like the systemic, like we're the last guy taking the long route type shit of like, you just need to fucking follow your team up.
What's crazy is like if you just understand the situation though, Ben, like if you understand what's happening on the map in the situation, it's not even like, oh, filling lanes. It's like a funnel system almost. It's like,
it is.
You know what I mean? Like the game thinks for you in those moments. And yeah, I don't know.
You don't need to like there's such a misconception of the idea you need to control the whole map nowadays.
Yeah, you don't.
You need to control what matters, which is either the quickest way to the hill or the quickest way to the spawn based on where your team is at, period. You play to that mentality. It's just like there's not like the finicky like details of how a player's going to play after that is really on what they feel is best at the moment.
Yeah.
Like that was my coaching philosophy last year. Was more like let's all get to agree on what matters the most in certain scenarios, and then you guys figure out how you want to play those situations because it's always going to be like slightly different. Like the scenarios are never like truly exactly the same in the way like your spawn, the way my players' position are not going to be the same. So it's more about them communicating how to accomplish, but the goal in mind is the same. As long as the goal makes sense given the situation.
However you get there.
Then if your players are good, you'll have success.
Yeah, as long as you guys are all unified there. And it's like you can see though, like their hardpoint hasn't been like versus, you know, anybody who's not like top 4, their hardpoint's been good. Once they can like break through and just recognize like how we were just talking about and do that consistently, they're gonna be insane. Because right now you can see it though.
They're not far off.
You can see it though right now. Like they're just trying to get pushed out. Like, yo, we get time. Like, go push up. And it was the same thing, Ray. Like the same argument we had the other day. Like that's the general sentiment there too. They pushed out both cuts. Like I think it was Neum front again, and it was the same map. It was Den on P2. And it's just like they just need to be more of a hive mind.
The couch situation.
Yeah, they just need to be more of a hive mind, bro. This is pressure, bam, instantly, and then they're gonna start frying once that happens. They're gonna
because you just made the game so much easier, bro. Like if you give me like give Scrap, Paco, Abizi, any of those guys on that team a gunfight where they know where someone is, they'll win it more often than not.
Yeah.
Like it's just, and especially if they have to run towards them in a holding situation. Like it's not, I don't know. It's just, it seems like it's difficult to understand some of these instances for some of these teams. I'm not using Thieves solely here. I'm using kind of like a lot of these teams right now that just seem to be behind on kind of the.
I wonder why why it's difficult for them.
One thing that irks me too is like I don't want to say like I don't want to use the word rules. Like the mentalities are almost exactly the same as they were last year in Hardpoint. Like the way the game plays is so similar. Like the ideology of how to create pace and play where you are going to play on a map. Like,
I mean, I think I know why. And I think I know why. Is players are never going to say on stream because they want to team with these players down the line, but some of these players are difficult to fucking team with. And players will say that fucking privately to me, you, and whoever, but they won't go on stream or they won't say on social media because they don't want to burn a bridge with that fucking player and have that player get upset.
What's crazy is I'm so curious. Like the more you keep talking about like inner camp, and this is all speculation once again, but like the fact that we keep seeing these situations where it's like Neum pushing up, like is that just like in practice? Yo, when we get opportunity here, Neum, make sure you're flying up, right? Like because we've seen him a lot.
No way.
Like I'm just saying, like I don't know what's going on because these plays when you watch them, it looks a bit different than the other top teams.
Well, like
it does.
Like the Thieves the Thieves one that just like we just watched.
Yeah, right, Damon. Like
today.
That's what they've talked about. Sorry, Ray, but like that space that they've talked about that they want for sure. See, that's the way I look at it. Maybe Ray looks at it different, but I think like okay. And then Neum's like, we've talked about taking space. I'm gonna take this space rather than recognizing like they're all at old and like the team recognizing that. It's like.
That's a wrong thought process.
I know.
Though. Like if that's what's being taught, then that's not right. Like it's
and that
it's
could be the problem.
like I don't know, bro. I still have a hard time believing that would be something that's actually like put in line.
That would be crazy. But it looks. But like Ray, you gotta admit the way Scrap spawns, it appears that way, right?
Yeah. I agree. Like given the sensitive play, like if they're doing to what they like, because obviously they're doing what they feel is right given that situation, and if that was discussed and that's what they feel is right. And again, that same situation, if Abizi kills 2 and Paco trades the kill on Cell, then they're good, right?
Yeah.
Because they control the back and they're spawning out front.
It's just not very repeatable though. Like,
but yeah, you're giving yourself, you're getting outnumbered where the fight matters. Like, it's just not going to be able to do that much. So I don't know.
All right. Well, good chat today, guys. That was the encore right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Encore. Now we're done. Now we're done with the
David, you have to pop in sometime. All right. Later, guys.
Later, guys.